New York City, 6 a.m. An out-of-control satellite radio show is being broadcasted to millions of Americans. At the controls, Greg Hughes, a father.
I am amazed it lasted this long.
Anthony Cumia, an alcoholic.
Holy mother of God.
And Jim Norton, a comedian.
There's no positives out of this thing, except for everybody's blood.
The three men make up the Opie and Anthony Show, a popular radio program known for its cringe style of entertainment and having very few limits.
Oh, my God.
Okay, no, this is getting really intense now. It starts funny and then gets very uncomfortable.
In the past, they have been accused of multiple FCC violations and have even gotten their show suspended from satellite radio.
You couldn't have picked a fucking more self-destructive show.
Yeah, crazier the better, yeah.
2019?
I'm 19.
Delicious.
You made Springer uncomfortable. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Thank God this show's on radio.
Everything you are about to hear is real. Real people, real excitement.
Hey, let's go fucking have a good time. What the fuck?
Get ready to experience the thrill of a lifetime. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning. Starts with the good morning.
Yes.
I walked out of my building this morning, and there's Jimmy in the back seat, slumped over.
Yes.
You didn't sleep last night, huh?
No, I didn't. I'm tired.
You're tuckered out?
I really am pooped.
Why do you sound way better than me?
I think I have tired voice, which is very
Is that what it
sultry.
is? You got like the scratchy voice?
Yeah. I took the wrong cold stuff last night.
Yeah.
And I should have taken the nighttime before I went out, but I took the daytime.
You took the daytime at what time?
Maybe 7 or 8, but that kept me up. Maybe 7.
Dayquil?
Yeah, no.
Theraflu,
yeah.
daytime, whatever?
Kept me up. Yeah. Because I felt like, well, by the time I'm home. But then I just laid in bed and couldn't sleep. It was fucking horrible.
You sound like you're on heroin or something.
I feel that way.
You sound like you're like a jazz.
I feel that very much.
Like a jazz guy.
I feel very much like that.
You feel very much like that?
I do.
How are we supposed to do a show?
It's going to be a rough one.
It's going to be rough. Great.
It'll be enjoyable, though.
It will be enjoyable
Sure,
in what
yeah.
way?
Well, we're just hanging, we could do that for 4 hours easily. Man.
Well, fuck, give me some fucking Dayquil, man. So
That's what it feels like.
So I could join this party.
No, you would need NyQuil now. You would need a nighttime one to knock you out the way I am like right now.
So, all right, I'll do some NyQuil and let's see what happens.
I want to go to bed. Like, I'll get home, right after the show. I'll just crash for a few hours. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But the cold is still kicking my ass.
Yeah, I feel a little worse today.
Do you?
As much as yesterday I was bragging that I'm feeling good.
You really were fucking Arnie immune system yesterday.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, today I woke up really achy.
Yeah, you might have it, man.
I woke up like a PMSing chick, just all achy.
Take coldies.
Coldies? Let's get some coldies going.
It's obviously done nothing for me, but I mean...
And I'm sweating my balls off, so I don't know if it's hot in here or that this is the fever coming on. I don't know.
I was hot.
We are trying to keep this show going. The fucking wheels are starting to fall off.
The whole thing is coming apart.
It is.
I don't mind doing a show like this. Like, I don't mind being tired. I mean, to the listeners, I apologize. It's probably hard to listen to, but... I'm just...
Well, it's not hard to listen to yet. We haven't fucked it up yet.
We will.
So far, we're good. So you took the Dayquil at 7 or 8?
It was like 7, yeah.
And then you went to the Arthur premiere.
I went to the premiere of Arthur last night because I was able to score a ticket.
To the big premiere?
To the big premiere. This
wasn't one of those screenings, right?
No, this was a real
red carpet. This was the thing, red carpet. Ziegfeld?
Yeah, the Ziegfeld, yeah.
They went to the Zig?
Yes, I could not...
You get any bed bugs?
I did not. Why, were they there?
I don't know. Why were they there? What do you mean?
Were there, like, reports of bed bugs there?
I think, I don't know, because now I could get sued for that. A lot of movie theaters got the bed bugs.
They did. It's true.
I'm not sure if Ziegfeld was on that list, but you would have to assume they have to have at least one in there somewhere.
I got there right as Russell Brand was on the red carpet, so I didn't do any red carpet. Mm-hmm. Not that they would have wanted me to, but I might have been able to sneak on.
Right.
There weren't that many celebrities there, so I might have been able to, because there was a couple. There was the cast, of course, but... and Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy's
who I like, yeah.
He's a fucking legend.
He wanted nothing to do with me. I bugged him for a photo after the movie. I was like a handheld one, and he fucking scowled at me.
Why is he scowling, you think?
I just wanted to get out of there. And
He probably only has a few years left of people asking for his photographs.
I know, but I'm like, let me
so
turn the
enjoy
camera
it.
on. I was unprofessional.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
that was the Dayquil kicking in.
It really was. Kept me from doing my job properly.
I see that.
But I had a good time.
The movie?
You know, it's a rough one to remake, but it had some good parts in it. It's not my favorite comedy ever. But
Is it in the top 100?
yeah. Russell Brand was good though. Like, I mean, he's a good actor. He's fucking. He's good at delivering lines. He's good at delivering funny lines. Some of the movie was kind of all over the place. It was a little.
How do you remake Arthur and it's all over the place?
I think they
just follow the fucking script
They added a few elements to it that were
that they decided needed to be in the movie.
a little to update it. Yeah.
What did they take out from the original movie? Do you remember?
The thing, it starts off with a car chase, and
Car chase. That's not Arthur.
right, but it starts off with Arthur and a car chase. I'm not going to get too detailed, but
Don't worry about it.
and then there's a thing with the police station. But the original Arthur, if you remember, started with him on a date with a hooker, and that was funny because he was talking to this hooker, and you got to know him immediately.
Sure.
In this moment,
You knew what he was about.
you knew what he was about.
He was a drinker.
Are you a hooker? I mean, that
Right.
was just.
Right.
I think they should have started with a scene that would have let you know him a little bit. The relationships, I liked, like Liza Minnelli in the original. The girl Greta Gerwig in this one was prettier, but I felt that she dressed too nice. And it's little differences. Like, I know I'm not doing a good job of describing, but I felt Liza was more believably awful.
Yeah, she was a shoplifter.
Yeah.
And you felt that.
But her I almost said
Was-
pizzazz.
was
Thank God
the-
I stopped myself.
Was the Greta girl a shoplifter in this version?
No, she was like an illegal tour guide. She gave illegal tours. They just wanted to update it. But I think that Liza Minnelli's charm was so good. Like, you understood why he liked her. It was hard to understand why he would go for her over Jennifer Garner, who's fucking smoking hot. And was kind of cunty in the movie, but you know, she was supposed to be.
Of course.
But you could see why Arthur would go for Liza Minnelli over Susan in the first one, because she brought him into a world he had never been in.
Sure.
You know what I mean? This fucking, you're poor, you know.
Right.
But she had so much charisma and balls. This girl was more timid, I think. It was just a different role. And I think they made the Susan character too strong in this one. A little too strong, which made it harder to not like her. Because who doesn't want to fuck Jennifer Garner?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? She walks in lingerie in one scene. It's like,
Jesus.
who wouldn't bang that?
You would deal with her cunty attitude, right?
Oh, please. I've dealt with Conti from much less. Much less.
Hey, is he a drinker in the film? Because
He is a drinker.
he is.
He doesn't drink and drive in it because he has a new guy's playing. Bitterman is a bigger part than he did in the first one, too.
Right.
It's Louis Guzman,
Right.
who's actually funny.
Yeah, we've had him on the show.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
He's a very nice guy. He doesn't remember me, but
Oh, but why? You guys ran into each
said
other?
hello, yeah.
And he just like
He's
you
like, hi. I saw him at the cast party.
You could tell he just didn't know who you were.
Wouldn't have known me if I danced with an Opie and Anthony t-shirt.
You probably sat 2 feet away from him for over an hour on our show.
Made no impact.
It made no impact.
None.
None whatsoever.
No.
And that bothers you, right?
Nah, I understand. It's okay. And
Oh, Jimmy's so fucked up.
Helen Mirren was good as Hobson.
How were her boobs?
I didn't, you know, it's like funny. I met her and I didn't notice. I wanted to bring Caligula and ask her to sign it
Yeah.
and just fucking talk about her big tits.
Yeah.
But I got a picture with her. She was really nice. And Robin, it's funny. Robin Williams and Billy Crystal were at the after party.
Okay.
And Robin's very nice. Like, I know him casually. But I was just talking about his play. He's doing a play, and I heard it's great. So we just started talking about Iraq and stuff and chit-chatting. And Billy Crystal made me laugh a lot because I was like, because he had been talking to Helen Mirren. And I'm like, do you think she'd mind if I went over and just told her how great her tits were in Caligula? And he's like, no, you should have brought a picture and told, like, with cum stains on. He said something really filthy that you wouldn't
Something
expect.
really not Billy
Something that you would
Crystal-ish.
never expect Billy Crystal to say, and it made me laugh. But it was embarrassing because I went into a coughing fit. Like I was like, I was like one of those. So I ruined the nice moment. I ruined a nice moment.
Holy shit.
It was, I ruined a nice moment. I said hello to Russell, but I don't know if he remembers me. And I know he knows my face, but I don't know if he knows me from here or whatever.
Yeah.
His bodyguard remembered me, but I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And,
Did he look excited to be there? Or is he going through Thank God. Thank God.
oh, hey,
Thank God.
Morning radio.
Ronnie B in studio. You have no idea how bad I need you today.
yeah, I think you really helped us out today.
Holy shit.
What's up?
I can't believe morning radio really exists.
Didn't you used to do this?
Yeah, I did used to do it. And seriously, coming in here,
Yeah.
there's no one out there.
No, I know.
Why do we still do it like this?
Because they can't think outside the old school ways. There's no reason to get up this early to do this anymore.
No, you at
especially
least
when
have
the show.
another hour and a half.
We used to have it at XM. We used to start at 7. It was
7 o'clock.
perfect.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
There's no one on the roads. You know, they replay the show a shitload during the day. So people are listening to this whenever they want.
It's exactly true. And, you know, even coming past the Today Show, there was nobody, none of the fans are outside.
Yeah, they're not even ready. They're still in their hotels in Times Square getting their stupid egg sandwiches.
All right, so all you guys are really hurting bad this morning?
No, well, I look at Jimmy.
I'm fucking tired.
How do you do it? Were you out? Were you doing your stand-up last night?
I didn't. I went to see the Arthur premiere.
But he took Dayquil at 7, 8 o'clock at night.
I took the wrong one.
That's a good idea.
So he had
And,
one of those nodding, I'm going to fall asleep, I'm going to wake
I
up, I'm
just
going to
stayed
fall
up
asleep,
all night.
I'm waking up.
I'm trying. I didn't want to cough during the fucking movie.
No.
It was like Theraflu day.
Jimmy's very slow right
I'm a very
now.
bad sleeper, but I'm very, very loopy today. I could sense it's going to be a fucking rough go.
No, doesn't Dayquil and NyQuil and all that kind of shit fuck with you a little bit?
No,
Because of your-
Dayquil and NyQuil, but I don't take them. This was Theraflu.
Theraflu's
fine.
daytime. It's all the same stuff, isn't it?
Nah, but I don't take anything with alcohol in it. Alcohol I won't take.
Oh, the NyQuils have the alcohol?
Yeah, I don't know, but they scare me.
They
and
get
I
you wired,
Yeah,
and
they
they get
do.
you thinking like, all right, this is a start.
Theraflu's okay though, right? Theraflu's not.
I don't play around with any of
No,
it.
Theraflu
I write
doesn't.
it all out.
No. But he's talking about the Arthur premiere.
How was it?
It was okay. I mean, it's a rough comedy to remake, you know, but there's some funny parts.
He's
in it.
got to talk politically, if you know what I mean.
Oh, because
Because he knows some people.
But I still.
Some people got him there. So I this is what I'm feeling. Jimmy didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
But I could read Jimmy, and I think he's being a little political right now.
it's
I
hard
think he
for you
wants.
because you know how hard people work to try to make something
I never care.
perfect, and then in comedies they blow it 95% of the time. They don't mean to, but it's a really hard thing to do to make a funny comedy.
Russell Brand is good though, man. I don't know how people will like him, but I didn't know what to expect, but he's a fucking good actor, I think.
He can carry movies. He's
Yeah,
a
he
funny
certainly
guy.
can.
You know, I don't know.
Nick Nolte was great too, as Susan Johnson's father. He was really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is
Theraflu. He's got a Theraflu.
Yeah, it's that hacking cough.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking
Did you
hideous.
redo the Billy Crystal thing for Ronnie?
No, he just said a joke. He was at the after party, and I said like a joke to him, something, and he responded very filthy, which was very funny to me.
Right.
And I laughed, but like the laugh put me into like I can't even do it now because it will make me cough. But I was like I laughed a little bit. See, it puts me in that fucking thing.
I just wanted to do this all morning. Look at him.
So-
Oh,
in front
yeah.
of Billy,
Yeah.
Ronnie, in front of Billy Crystal,
Yeah.
ruining the moment because
It
Billy
totally ruined the nice
Billy
moment.
had a great fucking dirty line. Look at him.
Yeah, we had I had a nice chat with Robin, and then Billy just chatting about Helen Mirren's breasts, and he just tagged a joke I did, and he made it very filthy. And I just laughed and spoiled it. He's like,
Did everyone have to say, "Are you all right"?
no, I just walked away. I was saying goodnight to him.
Yeah.
and he's a nice guy, man. He was when I first time I met him many years ago. I didn't think he was nice, and every time I've met him since, he's been very pleasant.
Yeah, you know the same people, right?
I think so, yeah.
Hey, are you talking about the Arthur movie on your show?
No, I haven't said a word about it.
God bless
I love the first one so much.
Exactly.
Oh, it's good,
That
man.
and it's not done for me. You know what I mean? I understand, like, if you said, but I really am disappointed that they pussied out on the alcoholism thing, because that was.
Supposedly there's alcohol in this.
Oh, yeah, he's a drunk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
In the commercials, it just seems like he's a big kid.
That's what pissed us
No,
off.
he's a
Like
drunk.
they avoid
Yeah.
the alcohol in the commercials and the previews.
There is one really funny
Trailers.
scene in, it just shows a 12-step meeting. And there's a guy qualifying, speaking about his addiction. And that made me laugh, the guy, because it was really showing just how some people have these awful stories. And a couple of the things there was one very funny scene. I won't blow it, but about a 12-step meeting. But no, he's a drunk. They didn't show him drunk driving, or did they? I'm trying to think. Hobson drove most of the time.
Well, in the original, that's how
I'm not
it went
Hobson.
down,
I'm
right?
sorry, Bitterman. Yeah, but Arthur drunk drove. Bitterman. He drunk drove in the first one, though. He drove to Susan's house, and then he drove on his date. He was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Dudley Moore was just a charming fucking dude, man.
Well, he was amazing. And he had that one period that he was just like one film after another, just bash. And then something happened to him. I don't know.
But what makes a movie? It's weird. Like, what makes a movie feel not disjointed or not like even a funny movie or well written? What makes a movie just fucking flow? Like you look at the original Arthur. And compared to a lot of other movies, it just worked.
Yeah.
There was a charm to it. And I can't describe what worked about it, but Gielgud was amazing. Helen Mirren was also good. She's an Oscar winner. It didn't feel as right, though. But maybe if I didn't see the original, it would feel more natural. Because I know Gielgud.
Good editor?
Yeah, I mean, editing's got to play.
They say editing is so fucking important.
Second director.
Particularly in comedy. Because, like, you're so dependent on that person to go back and do it properly. And like, even if you watch the Jackass movies, I don't know who's editing that, but they got their shit together. There's always really good pacing, because you can watch some, this, you can take the same stuff, shuffle it, and go, oh god, this is fucking painful.
That's how it's put together. You're right.
Yeah,
the editor is very underrated and very important. The editor. Without a bad editor can ruin a fucking film, man.
Right.
And they never get the credit. In the business they do, but they don't get the credit a director will get.
No, never.
But the editors, man, can ruin you.
Yeah, and like Tarantino, his editor died. He used the same editor in every single thing.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that work comedically in a Tarantino film. And we'll have to see if that keeps going, if that person's just got him down.
Well, they said that they would argue a lot too, him and his editor. They said that she would.
Well, that's good.
But but she could tell him it's got to come out.
Right.
And she knew and was usually right. And they say good editors never go to the fucking set. They don't get to know the actors. They don't give a shit how much work went into a scene. They don't want to know. They just want to see it as an audience member and fix it.
So they don't feel bad, like, oh, that one bit was so good.
They
all lapped on.
They spent $1 million on that car
we
chase.
always wanted it to work.
Fuck.
They just have to be, no, this is it.
Right.
But it's weird, like, a lot of times, even when, like, they'll redo a director's cut, I'll still feel like, well, this feels fucked.
Of course.
The director's cut.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't have that same flow. And I still, it's kind of interesting. I would like to know why, like, even when you get into a 4-hour movie or something, you're like, they've lost me. I mean, what is that thing if you just can't go any longer with them?
Did you see the director's cut of Apocalypse?
No, we talked about that on the show, how horrendous it is.
Yeah.
The editor made that movie amazing.
Yeah.
Coppola, what the editor took out was brilliant.
I think the director's cuts, they're too close to it. It's their baby, so they think everything they just shot is brilliant and amazing. So they do have a tough time cutting that shit out. That's why, having an editor like Quentin Tarantino had there.
It's true. It's like if you go to someone's house and they start to show you pictures, they always go too long. Like, dude, fucking please stop
an editor.
Stop it.
Right.
Yeah, you lost me 5 minutes ago with the pictures.
But so last night people were probably laughing a lot harder because they're all the show people and they're all caught up in it and they're like, I can't believe how great this is.
Yeah, there was a few really good lines too. Like there was a few really good laughs in it.
Yeah.
And I heard it tested very well. Like before the movie, I was talking to somebody and he goes, "They've screened it in a few places. It's done very, very well."
They always say that. They find an audience that'll love anything.
Yeah. I mean, it got laughs.
To make themselves feel better.
It certainly got good laughs. I mean, and I'm like, it's hard once you've seen the original. And I have such a thing about remake comedy. I'll say this, there were parts of it that I really liked, but Jennifer Garner, it's hard to be convinced that he would not have kept her and went for Greta Gerwig or Gerwig because Liza Minnelli, we were just saying, had such fucking she was so charismatic in the first one.
She had charm.
Even though she looks like a fucking
we all
an animal.
Right.
She with that awful yellow coat. She was so funny. That's why he likes her. Because the other chick's a bore, and she's funny like he is.
Who played Liza Minnelli's
Greta
father?
Gerwig.
No, father. I love that fucking guy. I love that fucking guy. There's no way you could find someone like him for the remake.
No. No, he didn't have a big part, the father.
He didn't. They kind of just.
Well, they don't even show the Liza Minnelli girl in the trailer, right?
No,
like you're not even.
Not really.
It's all about the Batman shit.
What do you think of comedies being remade? We've talked about this a lot on our show. We hate it, just so you know.
You know, but see, the thing is like I don't think it can ruin it for you if you have that thing like that Arthur, that first one. It still exists for you, and I there's no way that you can get people that are like 15 and 16 years old and get them to watch the old comedy.
Right.
They just won't do it.
Right.
I don't know. I wasn't like that when I was younger. I like to watch all kinds of, Turner Classic Movie type shit. But you try to show that to kids now, and they're like, what? Like, they're ready to remake E.T. because the kids are growing up going, I want to watch E.T.
Right, so make it for me.
Yeah, give me something new.
What is that?
But also, the graphics could be better. E.T. is something that you could use CGI for, like King Kong, and you could improve it with CGI, although some of the heart of the movie you might not get.
I remember thinking that in 82. I'm like, I can't wait to CGI's invent it. We can get out of this shit.
But see, Pink Panther is the one we always go to, and we don't want to think Steve Martin is the Pink Panther. We want to think
I've never watched it.
I never did either, which is not fair because I killed the movie. But we want to think fucking Peter Sellers because that movie was perfect. That series was perfect.
I've seen moments of it and I've seen pieces.
Yeah.
Horrendous. I tried to watch it once because I judged it so harshly. It was just bad. And it annoyed me because Steve Martin's a funny fucking comedic actor. And it's like, dude, you're one of the guys who can pick and choose what you want to do. And Peter Sellers is a guy that he should have had enough respect for to fucking leave alone. What are you going to redo Being There next? Some other fucking brilliant work he did? It's like, come on, man. Guy's dead. He had an amazing franchise. You're not going to be funnier than him. I would never have the audacity to go up there and to put a fucking thing on my head and go, I'm wild and crazy. Because that's Steve Martin shit. I'd be fucking stealing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's there's a fine line, I guess.
I'm with you. I mean, if these people are so creative, come up with a new character. Come up with a new movie.
Peter Sellers did so much amazing shit. I was just, Lolita was on not too long ago. He is so fucking brilliant in that I kept stopping the movie and going, I can't fucking believe how good he is.
I didn't see.
I haven't seen it in years. Kubrick directed it.
God, he's amazing in it.
I didn't see.
James Mason, right?
James Mason, yes. Lolita. It's like this. I mean, first of all, you couldn't even make that movie now. I think they even tried to remake it and take it out. But it was so fucking, this is an older guy after like a 12-year-old girl. And the guy who's trying to stop is the other guy who wants to fuck her. And they're just awful. They're just terrible, and it's just like brilliance.
I didn't even know Peter Sellers was in that. I got to be completely honest with you. Now I'm going to go home and watch this.
There's a Peter Sellers dance scene in that fucking movie that's as funny as anything you've ever seen in your life.
Really?
He's like kind of an Andy Warhol downtown type of guy, and he's just doing this stupid dance and this stuff. And like he's not going out of his way to be funny. It's just that he's the funniest human being that ever walked out there. And I mean, it's unstoppable.
I haven't seen it in years. It is a funny movie. I want to see it again. Because Sellers was great. He was insane.
Was it supposed to be funny?
Crazy.
Yeah, Sellers, like the Sellers part is funny and none of the rest of the movie. And once again, why does that work?
Yeah,
why could you take this
confusing.
guy that's kind of a two-dimensional character, stick him in this movie, and it just works?
Him in I think the Revenge of the Pink Panther, when he's on the parallel bars, and when he's cocky, and he says, the parallel bar, and he fucking dismounts and falls down a flight of steps. It's basic as you can be, and it's comedically perfect. The cockiness of that motherfucker before he hops on those bars, and then he just sails over the edge. It's fucking amazingly funny.
It is truly one of the funniest things that's ever happened.
I always laugh at those movies. All the absurdity, how he kept his sanity during the absurdity.
Yeah.
And that's what Steve Martin lost. Like, Peter Sellers was swinging his arm around with a fucking mace on it, and he was breaking shit, and he was just keeping his cool. He was trying to hold on to being in this serious moment. He didn't fucking wink at the camera like stupid Steve Martin did.
I'm gonna have to fucking do a Peter Sellers marathon.
You
now.
got to.
Dr. Strangelove.
You got to.
I got to see Lolita. Lolita.
Lolita.
So Arthur, thumbs up, down.
2 thumbs up, 2 giant thumbs up. Go say it.
I would give it in the middle. I'm not going to say it sucks because again, it's hard to judge. Because if it sucked, if I thought it sucked, I would at least wink at you. I don't think it sucked, but
Okay.
Gotcha.
But we're gonna take a half a star because you got some politics going on with this thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it 2 stars, even though I never saw.
Are you
it.
going to go up?
I would go for the show, I guess, the radio show. I would. There's a lot of things I do for the radio show that I would never do in real. Are
So
you
it's
like that?
show prep to you? It's like
Yeah.
no.
Absolutely. Because Roland drags me to a bunch of these screenings, and I do it, yes, for the show.
No.
You don't do any of that. You say, fuck
No,
it.
I say that the radio audience has to adapt to my weird fucking taste. I don't want to go out there and mass appeal those people. I'm just the opposite. I'm on satellite.
But see, we like to beat shit up on our show, so we
So,
get,
yeah, you like.
So I'll
to-
search
you
out
like
stuff
to see
that.
the worst fucking.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Good.
See,
All
we
right,
have
that's a
different
good angle.
philosophies. I
Yeah.
like your philosophy, though. I wish I could do that.
I'm trying to mold the audience down till it's just me. So there's no one me and like some other guys going, you're right, that fucking book is amazing. Glad you talked about that for 2 hours. But see, the thing is, I do think that you've got that radio background and you're looking at the clock and hey,
I'm trying not to.
You want to be a professional.
Right, I'm trying to let it go now.
'Cause
I'm
the reason
really
is-
trying to let it go finally.
Because the truth is, the entire way that you were raised was wrong. At fucking 6 o'clock to start the show is insane.
6:15.
Oh, you started? Yeah.
No. We start at 6.
Because I said that on the way in. I'm like, they're not going to be there. I was having this like fucking like smiling moment when no one else was out there. And my chick was like, "You're going to be late." And I go, "No,
Gotta be late, like you have to be."
Yeah, like you want to do it? Get back into it.
When was the last time you did a morning show, Ronnie?
Oh, it was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. And I remember when I did the Ron Around show in Florida, the first break was always about whatever the AM news station was just talking
Of
about
course.
on the way in because you didn't have any fucking show prep. So you just come in. Well, did you hear about that study that they just did?
We're lucky. We got a lot of great guys behind the scenes, but a lot of the times it comes down to Ant. What do you hear on the way in? Oh, I heard that too. All right, let's
Yeah,
start
right.
there.
Yeah, it was never a good idea to do this, and I don't know who invented. And I think it's even pushed back because a lot of guys will start at like 5:30.
Yeah. Oh, 5 even.
It's
But see, during our last negotiation, I'm like, look, let's go back to 7.
right.
Oh, you're losing the passion for this? I'm like, no, it just makes more sense.
7 was fun.
But it
Who
made
said passion to you, though? Seriously.
Scott.
How doesn't really get that part of it.
He
You
doesn't-
can't do
those-
this without passion.
No, those guys don't get it at all. At all. It's fine. What was I going to say? You said something. Oh, the reason for 7, though, that I explained to them was you get some West Coast action. Aren't
Yeah,
we?
absolutely.
Isn't this a national platform?
Yeah.
But they still focus like it's an East Coast thing.
Let's
There's
face
people.
it,
There's
it's a New
people in
York City
L.A.
thing.
But there's
Still.
people in L.A. listening. Maybe not right now, but they'll listen on the replay to Ron and Fez and us later on.
I hope not. I just want
You
to
don't
keep
care,
them
right?
off. No, why? I care. Here's the thing, Jimmy. I wanted to ask you about it too. Why, in the last 6 months, has every comic started a podcast? Remember a couple years ago,
Yep.
just a couple guys were doing it, and now I swear to God, there's got to be 500 of them.
Because I think that they see it starting to work. Like, I've thought of it like, why don't I have a podcast? And I'm like, I'm on a radio show.
Right.
Like, I don't need one. That's the beauty of doing this. They all just want to do this because this is so much fucking fun.
But why
And it's
didn't they? Why didn't they do it when all these radio stations were looking for shows?
They probably, again, once you see a guy doing it at home,
Yeah.
like and just hanging, like Bill
Right.
Burr. I haven't heard Bill's, but I heard it's good. Rogan's I've done. It's great. I did a 2.5 hour one with Joe Rogan when I was out there. We got an audience together in Kevin Smith's Smodcast place. I called him the night before. I'm like, I'd love to do your podcast. He goes, we'll do it tomorrow.
How's the Kevin Smith Smodcastle?
Great. It's a small little
Ronnie,
space.
that's meant for you.
It's fucking phenomenal, dude.
You haven't heard about Kevin Smith? He has a tiny little theater out there. How many people does it sit?
Maybe 80, 60,
60, 80 people every
50 maybe. It was a great little intimate space.
He's doing so much fucking.
But he's doing it at
shit.
bigger clubs sometimes, too, now. Kevin sells so many fucking tickets, man.
Right.
I don't know why I'm so animated
But what
with
a
that.
great idea. You just find a little theater somewhere, a little
Right.
space for yourself, and do your podcast in front of, people that care enough
So
to come out.
Kevin is the one who started this. He was the one who.
This Modcast little place.
Yeah.
But Corolla's podcast is the one.
He was the first.
But he's a radio guy, too.
Yes.
True. For real.
Yeah, who
Mark
was the
Maron, too.
Mark Maron, yeah.
He wasn't the first.
No, but his is catching so much.
I think Kevin Smith was the first kind of. Well, he's not really a stand-up.
No, he's not a stand-up.
No, but it's like, I'm going to do my own version.
What?
Your mic, I don't know what that was, E-Rock, but please don't do that. Your mic was so loud.
What was you trying to
just
tell
blew
you?
out my
Like
ear.
a timing thing?
I have no idea what he just said.
I don't like the idea he
Sorry.
says shit just to you, and me and Jimmy can't hear
Yeah,
him.
he
He's
does
like,
it a lot.
Fuck those guys.
Whispers things.
You're the
Well,
good one, Opie. Fuck this.
Well, you're going to know every time he says something to me because I'm going to have to throw my headphones.
Good.
E-Rock, it's something that Mars isn't here, so there might be a few adjustments that still need to be made. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying Kevin started in
Much better.
early 2007.
Was that on the air or just me?
That's on the air.
That's on the air.
Okay.
See.
But also,
Still hurt.
but the comedians,
Yeah.
Maron's catching a lot of thing in Rogan. Rogan's is on fucking fire.
But
He sells a lot of tickets from that, man, because
but now middle acts are doing it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like, why overnight are you suddenly all acting like, and you're right, like for years, they could have came in and been doing radio.
Easily. But they didn't, I don't know, maybe they looked down at us.
Oh, they did.
They did, right?
They did.
No, I'm being honest.
No, 100%.
Sometimes I can't read you, but I think stand-ups in general look down at us.
they don't like getting up. That's all it is. I think stand-ups like radio, but they don't like waking up. Like me and Colin were talking one time. He had to get up in the morning. He's like, I'm tired. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I do this every day. He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but with the podcast, like Ronnie's saying, you can do it whenever you want.
Do
You
whatever
roll
you
out of
want.
bed and go, I think I'm going to start in an hour. And with Twitter, Facebook, and all these other places, you just fucking tell the people when you're going to start.
And you can control it. Comics like that fucking. I mean, everyone likes control, but comedians are used to controlling their environment. You can control your own podcast. I did this dude in L.A. I forget he's a comedian. I know. I'm blanking on his name because I'm tired. But we sat in his apartment, and him and his partner did, and he had a like professional fucking setup.
Yeah. How many people these podcasts?
You never know. They all exaggerate.
Rogan's pretty big.
Rogan's got about, I think, 250,000.
Gets 250,000 people?
I believe so. Rogan is very, he's an amazingly good podcast.
See, obviously the problem is that no one's selling it yet. No one's making money off.
No
these
one's
things.
making money off. Is Corolla even making? Because I know he's doing some stuff with AOL.
Maybe a little finally.
Yeah.
You know, nothing like he was making when he was working for CBS.
From AOL, probably making something though.
Yeah.
But they're pushing him too, because every time you click on AOL, there's a Corolla. You know, Adam said or Kevin said, because Kevin Smith's doing it with AOL too. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't believe I thought of doing a podcast. I'm like, you're on a radio show, you fuck. Like, why would I think that?
See, that's the other side of it. Those guys are like, this is so much fun. But to do the 20-hour-a-week grind, because they're doing like an hour a week,
Right.
and their friend is with them.
Do that in my sleep.
You know, exactly. To do
Fucking-
20 hours, forget it.
Not to take away from those guys, but like Ronnie said, this is a fucking. I know people listening right now have way tougher lives, so I acknowledge that.
I don't think so. I don't
you
think
don't want to
anyone's got
acknowledge
harder-
that.
You've got
'Cause they
the
get-
hardest life of anyone.
They get so fucking mad, but everything is a grind after a while, you know?
Seriously, I'd rather be in a lathe
Right.
so many days. I'd rather just be sitting there with goggles on, fucking hearing about one of my friends losing his finger, than being in here with Fezzi going, "What's wrong, man? Come on, you love doing this. You remember? It's like fucking doing triage.
I can't laugh.
You're that sick. You're that hurt.
Dude, when I laugh, it's going to send me into a coughing jag. Like, it's at that point where I feel like I want to laugh. And I'm like,
That might be good.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get it out. But
Yeah,
it's
clear
like,
some
I
of
think
shit
it's
out.
something a lot worse than a cold, though. I think.
Yeah, it might take something else.
I wouldn't
going on.
surprise any of us. Let's be
No.
honest.
My uncle kind of had that same exact thing before he passed, and it turned into tuberculosis. He kind of given off his tuberculosis feel about you, right?
It certainly would not surprise me at all if I caught something.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Now Jimmy's gonna think about it.
He's got like a fucking
He's got-
coal miner thing going on. Like,
Yeah, he does.
I know a lot of coal miners in Pennsylvania, and you got the whole vibe.
you got the whole,
Right
you
now.
look like one.
I was thinking diverticulitis. Somebody straightened me out on Twitter. He goes, "You're the only guy whose go-to disease is diverticulitis." I'm like, I really am an ass.
Are you a guy who likes to, if I could read about a disease, though, you suddenly...
If I hear symptoms that remind me, like I heard diverticulitis, I thought because Lesnar had it, and then my friend Reed had it, and then I'm like, I've had some real stomach pains lately, and then my immune system is failing me. I feel like I'm getting sick, but then again, I'm flying constantly, so maybe I'm getting sick.
But you thought you had it after we interviewed Lesnar. That's fucking weird.
I was getting stomach pains after I ate recently.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of nuts, and let me pause.
Yeah. If I can tweet that.
See, you admitted it.
But I eat a lot of fucking like walnuts and almonds and stuff. And I would get real stomach pain sometimes. Like I'm like, is this a fucking? Did I tear the lining of my stomach?
No, you're
my
fine.
colon.
You're fine.
I think
Am I
you
leaking
did.
shit into my intestines?
Seriously, it does. It has that vibe of like leaking shit.
I had to get off WebMD. That shit's dangerous. It's a chart that leads to cancer, no matter what. No matter what.
I mean, like, there's something like 1 out of every 4 people dies from cancer, and 1 out of every 4 people dies from heart disease.
Right.
So you pretty much, unless you're in like a fucking gun battle, you know how you're going to go out.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's every one of them is awful.
But why does the WebMD lead to cancer every time when it might be, you'd think you have a little cold or something?
Well, that's where it starts.
It's unbelievable.
If you get a lot of colds?
No, not as much as I used to.
That's scary because that doesn't build up your immunity. Your fucking immunity is not going to be ready, and cancer is going to go
Ronnie's a buzzkill, man.
Yeah.
No, I want to be out front there because my brother's a fucking doctor, so I study a lot of
So
stuff.
it's good to get a lot of colds?
Yes. Fuck yeah, get a lot of colds.
All right,
And I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
Every time I get off a plane, I'm fucking sick.
Aren't you the cold getting kid?
I really am the cold getting kid. But you know what it is? I sleep with the air blowing on me.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's
no,
just germs.
That's not good.
Please.
Germs. It's germs.
Please, that stuff is awful for you.
I was hoping Jay was going to do a set with us today. Because
What's the story
you
with
and
him?
Jay, you and Jay together are just great. He's doing a corporate gig in Atlanta. He might call in.
What has happened with him, though?
What do you mean?
Like, he used to want to be with you all the time, and now it's just like, oh, I'm doing corporate gigs.
No, he wanted.
I don't think he's got that gig.
You think he's just hanging somewhere?
Yeah.
But what would be your top 5 Stones songs? Because when we were talking Stones, I was thinking.
Well, I know
Ronnie
that
Big.
you've been into a top 5 thing lately.
No.
Yeah, you have. You've been top 5, and I've seen your Twitter. You're top 5 in a lot. Top 5 Stones. See, I'd have to put Moonlight Mile on there. I think it's one of the most amazing songs ever done. And that's the whole era for me. So that era, I would probably pick all 5 songs out of. Something for the Devil has to be on the list.
Absolutely, that was on my list.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
The live Midnight Rambler has to be on the list.
Nice.
I'm not going to go way deep on everybody. I'm not going to go girl with kaleidoscope eyes to fucking so that there's someone driving along going, yeah, man. I know he fucking, no, I'm not.
Jay went with Fingerprint File.
See, that's.
I didn't even know the song.
I would do that too if I was him. I would
But then I listened to the song. I could get into that.
It's all great. I
certainly could get into it. I'd never heard the song before. I'm not going to front and make believe I did.
I put a version of Under My Thumb. It didn't make my final list, but there's a live version from the 60s of them doing Under My Thumb.
It's an amazing song.
But there's the one. It is a great song, but the one version of them doing it on some British TV show is fucking. It's amazing how good it is. It really annoys me. It's so. I don't know why. I shouldn't. Mick Jagger is either really great or he's really awful. I can't figure out whether I like him or I think he stinks.
There was that period, though, when, like, right after Brian Jones died and they made the fucking move, and they were on fire. And I just read this thing the other day. It's because they heard the Basement Tapes. They heard the Basement Tapes with Dylan and the band, and they said, fuck, we got to do something different. And that's when they went in and did a lot better music. All right, this is the version here?
I think so, yeah. I just like it.
Pretty basic, actually.
I know, but I just like this. I like Mick in this a lot. It's horrible dancing.
What are they on, Ronnie?
They're on the fucking 60s right there.
Yeah, but look at that. What is she on in the front row?
That's fucking, I want to fuck Mick so bad I'm going to faint.
That's all that is?
That's all that is.
You don't think it's a pill?
No.
That's all that is. That's what he's got.
I just got isolated.
Huh?
Someone just isolated that.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic version.
I know, but I just like it. I guess because of the visual. I like the way he's singing this.
I like more of the trippy Stones and the trippy Beatles songs.
What's trippy for you? Where are we going at here?
A little "Give Me Shelter" would be cool.
That's a great fucking song.
As far as the Beatles, like I Am the Walrus is one of my favorites of all time.
Really?
Yeah. Just
jeez.
You didn't like that.
Ron had to take his glasses off on that one.
I know. Ronnie's like, I'm going home.
I want to get really serious. I just took them off for a second. I couldn't believe what I just heard.
Give me your last two on your Stones list.
Well,
is Gimme Shelter on there?
Gimme Shelter is the fucking... I always thought of it as the Dope Kick song, too. I know it's supposed to like be a Vietnam, but to me it was always... I have to fucking cop right away. Because I think that was that era. I don't know what it was about with Keith when he did Heroin.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievably great. Mm-hmm. I'm not so crazy about him before or after Heroin, but during his Heroin years.
So it's
phenomenal.
That's a good commercial for Heroin, then.
And
huh?
it is. Like
that's
most things are. Like most things are. Like if you saw anything... Like I even remember hearing Lou Reed when I was a kid and going like this. And I would be like 12 and I'm going like, oh, Heroin. It's fucking great, doesn't it? And like you're nodding and your friends are dying. It's just really great.
I never got into Lou Reed.
Oh God,
I know. It's one of your.
You love Lou Reed?
Yeah, crazy about
See,
it.
I love the.
I couldn't even name a bunch of.
I like the song you guys play. What's the song your show goes
Satellite?
on? Yeah. I heard that and I downloaded it because I heard it on your guys' show.
Yeah,
but
that's a great
I've
song.
never been a Lou Reed fan except for the Color Girl goes a doot.
I know,
but he's kind of talk
I didn't even
singing.
want to say that to Ronnie. He would laugh. At
No,
me.
that's okay.
I played
There's
that
nothing
song
wrong
probably
there.
10,
What's that called?
20,000 times. Wild Side.
Well,
Take a walk on the wild side.
Does he talk sing every song though?
Yeah, he kind of does. He does. He lives downtown, and that's his whole fucking thing. And
Right.
you know, I thought you were late. He's got like a lot of tranny songs in there. I think you'd be able to.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
I'm certainly more interested to hear him now.
He was the first person who went, well, like, these trannies are fun. I don't think anyone else did that. You know, and it was like, first of all, it was like 65, where it was still like Leave It to Beaver.
Sure.
But, you know, let's fucking be honest, because we could, like, go deep on, and yes, I know, I should have said Faraway Eyes. It's not Kaleidoscope. I got the fucking Beatles and Stones. I haven't been up this early in years.
Well, Jimmy had As Tears Go By. That's a good one.
Oh, it's a great fucking
Right?
song. And actually the first song those guys ever wrote
Yes.
in their lives.
Really?
That was
Yeah.
their first song.
And then
Did you
Marianne
say that?
I did, yeah. And Marianne Faithfull sang it first, but then they took it and sang it.
And then I
After it was a hit. Like,
Yeah.
I gave this to you, no wait.
I got killed because I threw Ruby Tuesday on there, but then someone backed me up and said Keith Richards said Ruby Tuesday, one of his favorite Stones of all time.
No, why
one of
would-
his favorite songs
Why
of all
would
time.
why would people beat you up over it? What is that about? Because it got played on the radio?
It's a chick song. Yeah.
I don't know.
Jay used the word gay. He said it was gay.
Oh, see, that's him playing that game of his, and you don't need that.
No.
But even though I sat around and
And
was
you
bragging,
don't need, can I tell you how happy that made me? And you don't need that.
he's gone through so much. He's gone through so much. He doesn't need it. But you shouldn't be ashamed of what you like.
And you don't need that.
You know, I fucking even hate when someone says something. It's their guilty pleasure. It's just your pleasure.
It's just your pleasure. You're
it's
right.
just, you know what? If
You're
you like
right.
the Monkees, fuck, take it home and
That's
listen to it.
Then own it.
But having said that, Satisfaction is probably the greatest fucking rock and roll song.
Our fucking list was similar.
And Jumpin' Jack Flash is an amazing fucking rock and roll song, and everyone in the fucking world knows it. But then you kind of put it aside.
You wouldn't say Paint It Black?
It's a great song. I mean, seriously.
That's
but,
why it's tough to make a list.
you know,
they had so many.
Everyone sits around and talks about that. And again, you know, here's the weirdest thing. Because Mick Taylor, for me, that's the era that I fucking love the best. And somebody hooked me up on the phone with him not too long ago, about a year ago. And he's like in some cold water flat in London, just fucking, he's got Jimmy's cough. He's just like, I don't know. I haven't worked in a long time. And it's just like nothing, you know, when he took that fucking Stones banner off, you know, we only like the Stones. But that whole era was just fucking amazing.
What years was he in?
Like it was right after Brian Jones died, so it was like, I don't know, like a 68, 69 to like 73. I'm sure there's a fucking lot of...
That was it?
Yeah, there
You
was
only
a
did
very
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it was a very short thing, and then Charlie came in.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
no, you know what? It might have been even longer. It might have been like a 74, 75,
Okay.
whenever Charlie came
but
in.
still.
Oh, Charlie Watts came in then? I didn't know that.
No, Charlie Woods came in late.
okay.
Charlie Watts was there from the
okay.
beginning.
Ron Wood.
Ron Woods. I don't know. I'm fucking crazy. I can't do this in the morning. It's too fucking crazy for
Who
me.
can? You're doing fine.
Luckily,
Ryan.
there's no listeners
Not
yet.
that you need me
The
to tell you.
listeners don't wake up until 11.
Yeah, but the problem is they're wide awake when they hear this on the replay.
Oh, fuck them.
That's the problem. See, if they're waking up like you're waking up, then it's fine.
What time do you go to bed at night?
I used to now about 10 because I want to start enjoying my fucking life. I was going to bed at 8:30, 9. I was one of those idiots. And a little nap on top of it.
In the afternoon.
Napping doesn't work, though.
No,
napping
that kills.
sucks.
I had to stop because it was ruining my life.
Yeah, the napping sucks, but
Yet, does anything feel better than a nap? A nap feels
an hour
better
nap is way better
than
than
any
sleeping.
sleep.
Yeah,
Short term, but
The only thing better than a nap is waking up from a nap and your girlfriend is left. That's better than a nap.
But now I go to bed with the kid, so the kid goes around 10, and he's sleeping in our bed, and I don't think.
How old's the kid?
11 months almost.
He hates you already. He's like, that's the guy keeping me away from who I really want to be with. That's his. So
When did you get the kids out of your bed?
No, they're still there, but but that's for a whole different reason. That's a whole, Then I got needy. Okay. But there's they say it's the worst thing that you could possibly do.
What?
Is let the kid in your bed because particularly when you got a boy. Because he's planning on killing you right now.
Sure.
And that's genetically in your soul to go, I have to separate that man from the woman I love.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
No, you didn't feel that way because you weren't crazy about your mom, right? You was like, oh, boy, I hope she goes out.
I was hoping my mom would go out before my dad, yeah.
Then you could really... Then you guys could do all the stuff you wanted to.
We always thought that
go camping.
We always thought my dad would have a few years of peace if my mom went first. That's bullshit. They were in love.
Yeah, isn't that the weirdest thing?
They were dysfunctional, but they were in love. My dad would have never wished that. My dad would have wished to have gone first, and that's what happened. So. Yeah, you get these fucking romantic thoughts in your head. Like, Dad will now, maybe find a woman that, loves them, a normal broad, and they'll go to the Caribbean. And
you guys
go to Vegas.
Fishing, and you'll go great with her, and she begs.
Right.
You're like, oh, my God, this is the best Christmas we've ever had.
Oh, you just called me out on something, but you are so right.
Well, I can see through you. That's the sad thing.
Sure.
I mean, I can do the same thing that Jay can, but I don't hold it against you. I don't use it against you. I'm here to help nurture.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Well, what was your the other thing? Last great Rolling Stones song. I go to Tattoo You. I don't go past Tattoo You.
See, I might even goat's head soup it. I'm not even crazy about Tattoo You, yeah.
And I'm not, and maybe I shouldn't say great, but the last Stone song I really got into was Waiting on a Friend.
It's a great song.
But then after that,
song. I hate Start Me Up, and they play it fucking every time you see
yeah.
it. Now, have you ever went and seen them?
Yeah.
You always have a bad time. You have such expectations because you want to see what Jimmy just showed us, them in 65 or something.
And they're just polished.
Yeah,
and
well, it's a
corporate
giant fucking stage.
Right.
You know, that thing that they did at the Beacon, I would have loved to have been at.
Oh, my
know?
God.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been so much fun. But I've never seen them where I didn't go, oh, God, I really thought it was going to be better. But
I've never seen them live. I'd love to.
You know what's really funny? You got to get there early and see. They always have great people open for them. I mean, fabulous people. And then they don't let them use the whole stage and all the equipment. And it's really fucking funny. Because you go there and it's like a 100-yard stage. And then you got to see the fucking band. And it'll be Chili Peppers. And you'll see that they're stuck in a little pen. Right. You know what I mean? You're like, well, these guys have the #1 fucking album right now. Right. I've seen Van Halen be forced into that fucking pen. Jay Giles band, George Thorogood, whoever it happened to be. Get into that fucking pen and don't touch anything else.
You're so
and then
right.
Mick comes out and he has to drive a car from one end to the other and he's waving to people. They are so fucking mean to their opening acts.
They pretty much make them perform on an amp. Just an amp that's set up for the Stones.
Well, Lars called in because Metallica opened for them. Anybody would open for them.
Yeah, because you want that.
Oh, yeah.
You want that
on your resume.
Just to do it once.
Yeah.
And Lars said they wanted a picture with the Stones. And this is a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he said they had to wait in this tunnel. Metallica is waiting. And the Stones finally came in. And they had their own photographers take the picture. And then Metallica was told that if Mick is cool with the picture, you'll get it. Like Mick has to approve all photos. But I'm like, I kind of like that though, because like the Stones treated Metallica the way Metallica would have treated me,
right?
Which is pretty much, you know, wait, and if we like it, we'll give it to you.
Mick don't care.
He doesn't give a fuck. Mick Jagger, he doesn't care.
I met him. I met briefly backstage in Syracuse with Brother Weeze. And when John Cher was promoting concerts big and heavy.
Was it bigger than life though? I mean,
I was dumbfounded. I almost collapsed. I didn't even attempt to say anything.
You almost collapsed.
Yeah, not like a girl or anything. But we were saying this the other day. Another top 5 list, top 5 most famous people in the world, and you got to put Mick on that list. When you see someone like that, holy shit! Like something happens to you.
All right, because you guys met a lot of people. Who was the most famous person you ever met?
I would say Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that's a big one.
No, was it while he was president?
Just after. When we got fired, whenever that was. So he was out a couple of years, I guess, at that point. Yeah.
I fucking met I had to bring out the first President Bush. I just started radio, right? And they did this. My fucking boss at the time was somehow involved in the Republican Party. He's like, I want you guys to bring out the president. I'm like, fucking nuts. It ain't going to happen.
Wait,
right?
He was actually the president?
Yeah, he was the president.
He wasn't running.
At the time.
Wow.
So I'm like, that ain't going to fucking happen. So he calls back and he goes, yeah, it's going to happen. We already got, your credentials are going through. I go, what are you talking about? He was like, your background check. I go, don't background check me, motherfucker. You know, because I had fucking things, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, somehow I got in. So we're on fucking stage. You have to show up early. And we're like backstage and we're like fucking talking to these guys and shit that they were like Secret Service. They were like early 30s, 35, regular fucking dudes. After about an hour, the president starts coming, right? And it's coming down this fucking highway. The guys that we were just hanging out with backstage fucking turned and looked at us like they wanted to kill us. They just stood in front of us and glared at us like bad dogs. And I was like, hey, man, and he fucking, now he's not answering.
Wow.
His whole attitude, I'm past, I'm through, blah, blah, blah. They fucking turn around and act like, I'll kill you if you fucking do anything stupid. So I'm watching this come down the road with, like, you know, the cop cars and all. I swear to God, it was like electrical storm was coming.
Yeah.
The fucking energy around the standing president of the United States, you can't even compare. So I was supposed to go out, and I had been like on stage and I'm fucking doing jokes and shit. And like everything had changed and no one thought anything was like good anymore, right? It was just like, the president's here. Mm-hmm. Like anything else, you could have fucking came out and nobody else would have cared about anything. So I was supposed to introduce him, me and my partner introduce him and then exit left. We introduce him and we exit right into him as he's walking out. And we do that thing where you got like a shuffle, like you only got to like shuffle, and he's like being like real nice and all. He gives us a pat on the shoulder, and all I kept thinking in my head was, what an enormous fucking skull this man has. I just, like, it didn't even seem like a person to me with all this shit around it. His head just looked like a fucking refrigerator. And I'm like, I come off, the Secret Service, because we had exited the wrong way, jumped into our shit, and like, you would have fucking been killed for that. Don't you ever fucking, you know, and I'm like, dude, I didn't fucking ask to be here. You guys asked me.
Right.
And they're like, all right, okay, you didn't mean, all right, come over here. Then they start fucking yelling. Like, don't ever, next time. And I go, there ain't going to be a fucking next time.
Right.
And I'm not traveling with this man. I fucking turned right instead of left. Let me out of a fucking, well, what were you?
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were fucking crazy with
Holy
us.
Shit.
They wanted to fucking kill us.
So you didn't get a photo with the president?
No, I don't get a photo with anybody. I know you like to do that.
I do. You don't do it?
No.
Don't you regret not getting one with the president?
No.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? A bunch of people took pictures. That's right. I have them somewhere. I don't know where they are because the people from the stage took them and sent them to me. And you see us fucking stopped in front of him and blocking his way. And we're both shoulder to shoulder so he can't get around us.
I want to see that.
I didn't even fucking think of that. But I'm also, you see me standing in front of that fucking seal. Like you have that like little podium with the seal on it. And here's the weird thing. They only put the seal up when he arrives.
No, okay.
You don't have it there all day. It's like a guy whose job is to stay like 20 feet in front of him with a seal.
Right. and get it on the podium just in time. I've seen the motorcade go by for Bush.
Bush Jr. I've seen it.
Bush Jr. and Obama, and you're right. It's like an electric storm, man.
Yeah.
It is something to see, especially when the first cars start coming, and then they just keep coming and coming, and vans and an ambulance and
wherever you see
motorcycle cops. It's just unbelievable.
Wherever you see them, they already have a way to the hospital.
Oh, God,
yeah. They got it all figured out.
That happens all day long. Like, they know where the clearest hospital is, and there's guys that are in every tree down the road, you know, and it isn't just one hospital. They have their way to fight. There was actually people in trees that day, and because we're down in Florida, there was frogmen in water.
Really?
There were people in boats, and then guys just in water.
Really?
Like, what the fuck is
That's unbelievable.
What does this cost?
Well, that's a good question, because when we saw Obama at The View, not actually on the show, but going to The View, me and Jimmy stood on the corner like idiots for an hour and a half.
Did you wave? Like, hey.
We could barely see him, and then I snuck around and figured out a better vantage point when he left, so I got to see the whole motorcade come, literally 5 feet in front of me. But they bring in the dump trucks now, Ronnie.
Yes, so you can't
even barrel through. The big sanitation trucks.
Filled up with sand.
Filled up with sand. They block everything with those now, too.
So you can't just barrel a car into the motorcade. It's a smart move. I mean, every time they cross a cross street, there's fucking two, one on each side.
There were sanitation trucks everywhere.
Now, what do you think that does to the psychology of the guy with that job? That's got to fuck you up.
Has to.
You've got to be crazy. And at another point, they always say gigantic depression hits when you stop being president.
Sure.
When you stop being president, it just feels like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I mean,
especially if you lose an election. If you go 8 years, the Constitution said I can't do it anymore.
They did a documentary on the White House, and I thought, stupid me, that the president walked around most of the White House by himself if he wanted to. Hell fucking no is right, yeah. He's being shadowed the entire time in the White House, maybe in the residence quarters, but it seems like they're even inside that, but kind of near the door.
When you're the president, you're not in charge of your own body.
Of course.
Around those guys. So when Reagan was shot, they treated him like a fucking rag doll. It was just, they were showing some doc with it the other night, where they had just started fucking manhandling him to find out where he was shot, not asking him, and then ripped all of his clothes off in the back of the thing. So he came out buck-ass naked when he was at the hospital.
Huh.
They literally drug him out by his balls. They were holding on to his balls. They said, "This one, we are crazy." I mean, seriously, as human beings, I just honestly think that we're crazy fucking.
Well, they lost one after Kennedy, and they almost lost Gerald Ford because two women took shots at him. I mean, Squeaky Frommon. There was another one,
within a week.
But one of them was on an whatever they call an unscheduled stop.
Right.
He was supposed to go, and Gerald Ford wanted to walk. And they never want you to do that.
Right.
And God damn it, there was a woman with a fucking pistol hoping he came that way, and she tried to fucking shoot him. I mean, it's like the Secret Service sounds like they're being overly protective, but it's like, there really are a lot of people that want to kill the sitting president, so they have to be fucking crazy. After JFK got shot, that's a humiliation. For the whole country's humiliated.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
But Ronnie introduced Bush. Damn.
That is a very good one.
Yeah, that is a nice one, and I'm glad I fucked it up like that. And I'm like, because then you got that story.
I introduced the band Bush once, so
How was that?
We're pretty similar. Pretty similar.
Yeah.
But my most famous meet is probably Anthony Anderson was at the Comedy Cellar one night, the actor, and I got him.
I don't know. All right, we're gonna go to break.
Well, that's good.
You guys still break?
Yeah.
Still do that the same
I have to eat my eggy eggs.
Just so we
and
can eat
tinkle.
stuff. You need anything, Ronnie?
No.
You gotta
I
eat
could never. I
Can't go without eating.
Seriously, I feel like
Coffee? What's your poison these days?
No,
Eggs?
No poison. No poison whatsoever.
Well, it could be a scone.
How is
Want a
Fez?
scone?
Fez is so good. I mean,
He's
he's
terrific.
really back on it. No,
Is he?
he's
Good,
really
good.
back on it. No.
Oh.
He'll never be the same. You know this.
I didn't know.
No, it's like asking like when someone gets Alzheimer's, are they going to get better? And you can act
have
like,
hope.
oh, they look. I think he recognized me, but no.
Oh my God! All right, we got Ronnie in the house today. I don't know. We'll figure some other shit out after this. Stay there.
Sirius XM.
The virus. Follow the Opie and Anthony Show online. Facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. Twitter.com/Opie Radio. Twitter.com/Anthony Cumia. And Twitter.com/Jim Norton. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Man, I'm really happy. Ronnie is here from Ron and Fez. And, man, is he saving us, because Jimmy is in some kind of Theraflu buzz.
No, I don't feel buzzed. I just feel tired because I didn't sleep. But Theraflu doesn't buzz me. It fucking knocks out your cough.
Well, you're waking up, though. When we first started, there was a slowness to
I haven't slept. This is like, I'm just loopy because my sleep has been so bad lately.
Yeah.
I'm very fucking tired.
Oh, Bush, because of Ronnie. See what E-Rock does?
Yeah, it was nice. It's a theme show.
Isn't it amazing?
It's a theme show.
And people put all that together out there and go, wow, this is just an amazing radio show. They're on it.
Yeah, they are on it.
They're on it.
If you haven't thought, suddenly the music will come up. Right. That's the great thing about it. But I'm just glad here, when I heard Ant was in the hospital, I just I got to be here for my guys.
Absolutely.
This is the time we come together in this business.
That's right.
I mean, this is the only business that loves and cares about each other.
Really.
And, now, where is he right now?
He's on a cruise.
Yeah.
And he only tweets once a day. Yesterday it was monkeys. He's hanging out with monkeys. Yeah, exactly. Ring the bell.
Saying, yeah.
Ring the bell. But he's doing a lot of stuff that I didn't think he would do. He swam with dolphins. He was doing his gambling. He said he raped the casino.
He swam with Larry Zonka. His dolphins.
Can you imagine?
There should be a thing where Mercury Morris is down there for $50. You can take a lap with him. Where is he? Is he Bahamas? Where is he at?
Hold on. As funny as that is,
yeah.
Tell me that's not a possibility down the road.
I don't know why they don't
Tell
do
me
it.
It's not a possibility.
Well, you know what's really funny? I don't know whether you guys ever hung out in Miami long, but all the guys from that undefeated team never moved away, and they still do gigs.
Really?
So you could come to Radio Shack and meet the pulling guard for the 72 Dolphins. None of them have ever left. And every day you turn on the radio and they're on somewhere. At that time, I thought we had a chance. We were 13-0, and we were going into D.C. And you're like, really? You're still fucking talking about this season?
It's kind of like going to that local bar and seeing the high school quarterback still fucking living the moment.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, these guys had an actual real moment.
But you're right. It's at a time that you peaked. And speaking of which, when's Sinbad coming in?
8:30.
8:30.
Do you have any stories about Sinbad?
No, but Sinbad is the kind of the 80s.
Sure he is.
The 80s comic.
I wanted to talk
Jimmy
to
was
him.
very excited
I really wanted
to talk to Sinbad.
Yeah.
Me, not so much, but we'll see how it goes.
That'll be fine.
I will tell you this.
He was never one of my favorites. He obviously was very successful.
He was a good stand-up. I mean, he was kind of family-friendly, but when you watch some of his stuff, you're like, oh, yeah, he really was a funny dude.
Let me tell you something. This is a fucking true story. In the 80s, I went into a comedy club in Florida. Sinbad was on stage. To this day, I've never saw a comic kill as bad as he did.
Wow.
I mean, the audience was going fucking crazy, where people were running out of their seats. One guy dove on the floor and acted like he was swimming. I mean, people they were running up the wall and across the top of the ceiling. And I think it was still in the early days of, hey, a black guy's in here and he's nice, and we feel like there was some kind of perfect storm that came together for him.
Wow.
In the 80s, but people were fucking. And I think he's the comic who invented the line, "Ladies love to go shopping," which kind of all the black comics have picked up. But I believe he was the first who brought up the fact
he was the first guy.
that women shop. And after that, no black comic has let go of that premise. We'll be doing this, they be shopping.
Right.
We go to a football game, they be shopping.
They be shopping.
You sleeping? She's shopping. And they love that bit. But I honest, and to me, I always like when anyone is the breakthrough guy. I think that's his. Mm-hmm. I think he came up with that.
He had a funny. I don't remember what the line was. It was something about how men get hair implants too quickly or transplants. Fuck, I don't remember what the line was, but it was something about how... No. Because the joke was, he just said something about how men get hair transplants and they think nobody notices.
Yeah.
Now, if you're bald-headed on Wednesday, do you know that joke I'm talking about?
No.
It was very funny.
It's never so much the material, but he is such a likable guy that people are like, he
didn't hurt
funny.
anybody. His stuff was safe.
Yeah, I guess, but it's
you could
not...
turn him on TV, and no one's going to be hurt by it.
And he was funny. It's like you'd find yourself like going like, I'm not going to laugh, and then you're like, yeah, well, he really is a fucking good comic. Like he was a He was a good comic.
Fuck,
man.
I don't even know if he was good now.
Yeah,
now that's something else I'm going to check out later today.
He hosted Showtime the Apollo.
Whatever happened to him? Because then he just went away.
I don't know.
Will he talk about it?
Didn't he ran into some money problems because he was on The Apprentice? And
I didn't even know he was on
come
The
up.
Apprentice.
Yeah, like a couple years ago when they did. It wasn't even Celebrity Apprentice. It was just the regular.
Really? He said, I need a gig.
But I also remember that he used to do these funk shows, remember?
Sure.
So it would be him and funk bands.
Okay.
And they would, I think, be in the Bahamas because we're tying this all together.
Maybe he was trying to stretch himself a little too thin, and it fell apart on him. But Ant's on a cruise. He's 2 weeks. But and people are making fun of him. He's got the big, huge suite above the guy that's driving the boat. He's got that spot.
So he's looking out the front of the boat.
But yes.
Yeah.
From his own balcony. No one's bothering him.
Yeah.
He tweeted a couple.
Classy. He's got a fucking shirt with anchors on it.
Oh, sure.
Miller Lite.
There he is.
Hey,
Did you see him working at McDonald's?
That's a bad clip.
Man, just go ahead and cook some burgers. Don't go out. You walk in McDonald's, them little kids be confused. They got pictures of food on the cash register. They don't have any more money. Pictures of food. And still got to be trained. I have some fries.
Look at
What's he wearing?
What is that?
I just got here last week.
Is that Chaps?
He's kind of rocking a kid and play hair, which is great.
Yeah. Well, it just shows that it's the 80s, right?
Yeah.
That might be the problem. You ever, Ronnie obviously ran a comedy club in Florida for a while, and we're going to have the Bill Hicks guys on tomorrow.
Oh, those guys are great. I did something at the Friars Club when the movie first came out.
You saw the movie?
With them, yeah.
I saw it. What did you think?
I liked it very much.
I liked it very much, too, and what makes that strange is they don't really have any video of Bill Hicks off the stage, but they made it work with pictures.
Yeah, and a lot of the friends that were there. He was kind of a man out of the time, right? I
Absolutely.
think,
but you listen to his stuff now, it makes sense today. His comedy's not dated. Bill Hicks?
No. It was amazingly. And again, he also didn't play to the audience. I was saying this when I had to do this panel with them, is like I thought the interesting thing about Bill Hicks is that he was a Southern guy saying these things that he said. He didn't play to the audience. He was like, look, not only am I here to make you laugh, but I'm trying to wake you up a little bit. But I did this panel.
Not easy to do, by the way.
And Bert Lahr's son writes for the New Yorker, and he was the Cowardly Lion.
Sure. Bert Lahr, that's great.
And this guy, I think his name is John Lahr, and he's a great writer. And he looks just like Bert Lahr.
Really?
So I couldn't, we're supposed to, and they would say, what do you think about Hicks? And I would just be looking at Bert Lahr the whole time. I'm king of the forest. But have you seen this doc yet, Jimmy?
I have literally never watched anything more than a minute on Hicks. I don't know any of his stuff. And I've heard he's great. I've heard nothing but good stuff from comedians. Love him. But it's like, at this point, I just don't want to see another comic and become influenced by it. I don't want to pick up something from Hicks and not,
and not realize it.
Yeah, because I see too many guys I know have been influenced by him. And I just don't want to know. I heard he's great, and I don't want to know.
Yeah.
It might sound ignorant, but I have the guys I love. And I just don't want to fucking watch another guy. But this I'll watch.
But, man, I mean, still pictures. This movie's a lot of still pictures. And then when they go to the real people at the end, I was kind of bummed because they really made those pictures move, right?
Right.
They got some technology going on. Some way past Ken Burns shit at this point.
I just saw another doc the other night of this. It was like back in the 70s. And they tried to teach a monkey to talk. I don't know if you remember that thing. It was called Project Nim. And it was these guys at Columbia, and they had a monkey, and they would teach them sign language. Yeah. But because it was 70s, they were also smoking dope with them. Everything was so off the fucking rails in this country. I swear to God, I would probably pick 5 documentaries before I would see any movie these days.
I'm a big documentary fan.
They're so fucking funny of just how stupid we are.
What happened to the monkey when they were all smoking dope?
I'm telling you, they made so many mistakes with this monkey, and I don't want to give it away for people, but he ends up, they're going to do fucking medical experiments. They literally threw the monkey away after teaching him a language. So they're going to do stuff, and now he's fucking hand signaling, help me, help me. It's like you're killing a 5-year-old because suddenly they're like, well, the only thing we know how to fight AIDS with is monkey juice. I don't know what happened there for a while, but in the 80s, everything came about like monkey AIDS. So, but it was fucking...
What's the name of this thing?
I think it's called Project Nim.
Project Nim.
Project Nim.
Fuck, Ronnie's giving me a whole bunch of shit I gotta check out.
Well,
now.
it's the same guy who won the Oscar for Man on a Wire. Did you ever see that
loved
one?
Man on a Wire.
Yeah, same director.
Oh yeah, he had all pictures. He had no video, and he says, "Remember we interviewed him?
Philippe
Petit,
very, very full of himself.
Yeah.
Remember that, Jimmy?
Is that right?
He was an absolute ass, as I might have been if I had the balls. If you have balls enough to do that and to lay down and look up,
the one shot of him laying down in between the towers and that wire
with his foot hanging off,
one of the most chilling things I've ever seen.
That's even scarier than Alain Robert. You ever see him? He's the guy who climbs buildings.
Oh yeah, it's like a Spider-Man deal.
But I mean, he uses no equipment,
just his hands,
and powder. But he climbed the.
That's not as scary as him laying down on the wire.
I agree. I think the wire is scarier.
He just lays down in the middle to check out the view.
And he said there was a bird above him. And I can't comprehend.
I so wish they had video of that. They don't. They have video from the street a little bit, right? If I remember correctly from the documentary.
I don't know. Do they?
But most of that movie's still shots. But just what they went through to get that done.
Well, what do you think the exact height is before it starts to kick in for you that it's too high? There's got to be like a measurement, like 8 feet. You're like, whatever. But when it starts to get like 9.5 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet.
That's not bad either, even though it'll probably kill you anyway. But
right.
I don't know.
I mean, at a certain point where you say, I would not walk across, let's say, the pipe.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, remember when you used to walk across pipes when you were kids?
Then it would have to be right around 20 feet.
10, 12 feet, because you break your
10 or 12?
Yeah, only you'd break your ankle. You wouldn't die, but you'd break your ankle, your fucking knee.
But that real fear kicks in, I think, 20 feet.
I get vertigo after a certain height. I'm completely inconsolable.
And it all starts to spin on you, and
it makes me. Me and Kenny walked across the Golden Gate Bridge when I was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And if I stop and would look up at the structure on the bridge, I get like, I gotta touch something. Like looking up fucking horrifies me.
See, you can't look over the edge?
I did. I made myself. I got comfortable.
Have you done the Brooklyn Bridge walk when you go back and forth to Brooklyn?
It's great.
Because there's like a grate. So you're walking over and can look right down and see the river.
It's great.
And I can't believe like most people like just do that to go back and forth to work.
I know.
Because it seems like, to me, like a daredevil trip.
Are you scared of heights?
No, I'm not crazy about them, but I get more of a thing of, what happened if I shoved someone or jumped off here? You know what I mean? Like, I think if you've got a good imagination, it starts to fucking kick in.
Yeah, I think that happens to most of us. I really do.
When you think
you get the feeling of maybe I'll just jump, and you go, "Oh my God, can I even trust myself enough to be standing on this ledge still?"
Or
so
like,
back away.
If I grab these two guys in a headlock and jump, how fucking weird would that look? You know, because they get in the of some like I could actually picture people explaining it later. Like, yeah, he just grabbed the baby from that lady and he jumped. Right. He was fucking laughing crazy, swinging the baby over his head.
How are you with like glass floors? You ever done one of those?
I don't even know if I've ever run into
There's one in Toronto, CN Tower. And then the guys turn us on to their glass boxes in Chicago, and you walk right out into the glass box.
I did that.
Oh, you did that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, the Sears Tower.
The Sears Tower. Oh, they just added that box.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and that looks like, it looks like Mars just built it himself. Like it doesn't. It was not part of the original building.
No. It's
and
an
it just
add-on.
added like fucking people do that live in trailer parks and call it like, oh, this is our back deck.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, the one in Toronto, you walk across a glass floor and it drops down easily 1,000 feet, whatever it is. And I don't know what it is. You're obviously safe, but you feel you want to get to the other side. You want to tiptoe. Your mind just plays tricks.
The one in Sears Tower was scary. I'm trying to find a photo. I have photos from it. It's very scary. If you don't
why
like
is
heights,
it scary? It's you're totally safe in there.
Yeah, but you're standing out there on glass, and when you look left, you see other people in the next box, and when you look down, it's like you're 1,100 feet in the air. It's just fucking horrendous. Very scary.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
it's
really
a terrible idea.
You think?
Yeah, but have you been to the Grand Canyon?
I want to do that.
You don't have.
I'd be scared, but
you don't have any fear at the Grand Canyon because it's too high.
True.
So you go out to the Grand Canyon, you just look down, and you're like, fucking around like you fall because you don't even imagine that it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Did you walk out on the glass thing?
Nah, I don't even know where the glass thing is there. The Grand Canyon is pretty big.
Did you hike it?
No. What, am I going to go down in the middle of that?
We went all the way down.
No.
My brother, that was my brother's idea, though. I wasn't all in, but it was something he wanted to do.
Because it takes
all the way
like
down.
a long time, right?
Yeah, and there's signs everywhere. Don't hike to the river and back in one day. And there, in the bookshop, it's a huge, thick book, all the deaths at the Grand Canyon. They really sell it. Don't do this. And my brother was obsessed. He's like, we're going. And we did it.
Was it worth it, or was it like fucking...
I have a story to tell now. We hiked out at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. You don't know what the fuck's on the trail when the sun goes down. It was creepy as all
So you were
hell.
just bitching up a storm coming back to like...
I was hurting.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's the high. I'm showing him the picture I showed you up.
That's stupid.
Sitting in the glass box.
Idea.
You wouldn't do that just for the...
No, before I can fucking Photoshop it.
It's very fucking high.
Yeah.
But you do really think of falling.
But being in the middle of the Grand Canyon as the sun's going down with no one around, holy shit. That's a moment. That's a moment. We had a blast. I was dehydrated when I...
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that.
Why?
Too much exercise.
Just walking and fucking feet hurt and shit. And it's dirty.
We were pretty fucking
Fucking
tired.
mules.
Yeah.
And then
Did you have a mule with you?
No, we just...
I gotta have a mule.
My brother takes off because he saw the river was in sight, and he said, "Fuck you, old man." He's 6 years younger than me, and he went and left me right the fuck behind. So, but we're having the Bill Hicks guys in tomorrow for that documentary.
Okay.
I don't know. The movie's not for everyone, obviously, Ronnie. Right?
No, it's not.
Got to be a comedy fan. Did you ever have Bill at your club?
Yeah, I had. I actually worked a week with Bill a long time ago when I was just kind of starting out. I middled for him, and it was the weirdest thing is, and I know Jimmy, you can relate to this, is like I did better than him because I was doing this really prepared set, you know, and then he went up there and was kind of tubing as he was experimenting in front of people, but like every joke he did was like a kick in my stomach, like, oh God, that's real, oh God, now my fucking shit, you know, so like I was all... And we were playing just some shitty fucking thing, and people were coming up later going, "You're so much funnier," and I'm like, "Shut up! I'm fucking going home, and I'm changing everything. I worked a year on something that's stupid. Just because you fucking assholes are laughing at it doesn't mean shit to me."
When they say like you should have been the headliner, and you're like, you don't understand how funny the guy was that you just saw.
Right.
Yeah, believe me, I've had that where because you look at the thing you do in the middle is a cake spot.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to warm them up, and you don't have the pressure of closing. So you go up there and fucking bang it out for 25 minutes, and you know what you did. You know what I mean? It's like some of the material's good, some is primitive,
right?
And then a real actor's on stage after you and not doing as well, and you almost feel embarrassed that you killed in front of them.
Yeah, and it was really just that thing of like he was fucking walking the tightrope, and I was like, "Do you ever notice when you're smoking pot?" You know, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck, we have smoked pot. This is great." And like, what's that thing? You know, you're just fucking one after another, and you're just doing really well. And you've been working like a while to get to it, and you felt like, fuck yeah, now I got it. And then like he's up there, and he's just fucking. I'm just watching his mind go from one place to the other, and it was just kind of, all right, fuck, stupid, yeah, lazy,
wow,
fucking lazy. But like then I got to, you know, we just stayed in the same condo, so I talked to him all week, and we hung out, and. He was really a fucking brilliant guy. I mean, he was really, and we get to know all the funny, fucking brilliant guys that there is. But he was a really brilliant guy. And the fucking weirdest thing is like, just by staying alive, I don't know if you'd be a lot better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know whether that was, peak or what, you know, like I don't know if Carlin would have died in the 70s, would he still be Carlin, to people? Probably, I mean, you add more stuff, but I don't know whether it would have been, more and more new or whatever.
But you wonder what kind of metamorphosis, because Carlin went through metamorphosis, like he changed a lot of what he was doing. He became angrier as he got older, and I liked his later stuff better.
The very end of it, he hated the human race so much.
Everybody.
It was just so fucking interesting.
I say so fucking awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing that he just called out everybody.
You are all
He was
diseased.
creating right to the fucking end.
His last one was sad, I thought, because he looked like he was slowing down. The one he did in front of the Tombstone, did you ever see that one?
No.
He had some heart trouble that year. He had put some weight on. Wasn't his best work, but I think because that was health. But You Are All Diseased was just, I think his wife had passed away, and he was unloading on people accurately. Oh, it was great. I loved him angry.
Why did you stop doing stand-up, Ronnie? I don't think I ever asked you that.
You know, for me at the time, because I had like a big radio show and I was just staying in that area, it got to be the same
Too much.
thing. And I would go out and everybody like, "Hey," and then I didn't challenge myself, so I just fucking went off of it. But I don't see a big difference from what I did on stage than what I do here. You know, because I wasn't doing a lot of prepared material. I was just going out. So
Do you miss the interaction of the audience,
no,
though?
not at all.
Really?
Not even slightly.
Would you ever go back to it?
I don't think they had. I think I could go back to it, yeah.
Of course you could.
But I don't know. I couldn't do what Jimmy does where, I'm up late and then I'm traveling, I'm coming back. I just...
You'd have
the traveling thing is just something like, I want to travel for fun, not for
Well, would you do it
gigs.
locally?
I don't even know if I mean, what would be the difference? What would be the addition?
That's a good question.
It's a different animal to the degree of like what I like about it is the immediacy of knowing how funny it is,
getting the reaction right away.
The immediacy, yeah.
What sucks about radio, we don't know. We don't even know if this is
I
working
absolutely
right now.
do know. That's the fucking seriously. I fucking know. I'm like, I know I'm off on a bad tangent. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna get on a good tangent.
Oh yeah, well you know some of that shit.
But I don't know if I even want to just be funny all the time. I think what I like about doing radio is that you just don't have to, hey, they paid money, so I got to give them something, I'd rather sit down and just fucking talk about something.
And mix it up. Get serious.
You
get
can
funny.
meander, as they say.
Yeah.
But, when I see what Charlie Sheen is doing now and some of his work, I'm like, yeah, it's still...
Well, do you know what's fun about live stand-up is, like, because on the radio, again, even when you don't know exactly how they're feeling, there's no pushback. But I like when I'm doing stand-up, if I'm talking about a subject where I know I'm cutting off their exits, like I know how audiences are and they want to disagree and they want to,
right.
But almost like I know where I'm going to go, and I like fucking setting it up so they can't back out and groan at me or fucking walk away. I like kind of pinning them to where they have to laugh at it because they feel hypocritical if they don't.
What do you like doing better? You're the guy doing both.
I love for different reasons. Radio is amazing because we can just sit here and talk.
Right.
But the stand-up is it's a very powerful feeling.
Yeah.
You think in the last 5 years your stand-up has changed a lot, though? Do you feel like you're still making the kind of changes that you did when you were younger, or?
Yeah, more so, I think,
Yeah.
Because I've gotten less... Because I have my own fan base and people will come,
right?
I'm less worried about winning them over. Like, I know I have to be funny. I don't mail it in, but I know I have enough confidence to go, I'm a funny guy, I'm a good comedian. So even when I'm missing, I can kind of relax and find where I want to go with it. I'm much more comfortable exploring now. But I don't do it as much as I did a few years ago because the schedule is grueling. I mean, I used to do 7 sets on a weekend. I would do 4 on Saturday. I know I held my hand up. 4 and 3 Friday.
But you're also... touring a lot more than you used to, right? I mean, you're constantly in a plane. You're
headline gigs, because the money. It's great to go out and make the cash.
I just think that's so rough, though, man. When I see you doing it, like you're working here and then go and do a weekend across the country and then be back here. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how he does
It's
it.
just brutal.
I really don't know how he does it.
I like having this to come back to, though. It's a corny, but it's like coming back to my regular. This is my regular gig. I love this gig. I really do.
Right.
And I love coming back to it. I love knowing it's here.
What Ronnie's saying, I mean, you'll leave on a Thursday to L.A. or Irvine was the last one, I guess, and then you're back here on Monday. I can't even imagine that.
I love it. I love being busy. Because all the guys that aren't, man, all the guys that that don't do radio, that just dropped out, man, those guys that didn't want to... the guys that would just wanted to take off New Year's Eve and hang out with their friends and stuff like that, they're miserable now. They're like, well, how do you get on TV? Like they're
how do you get on TV?
Man.
How do you do it?
Because they didn't do the work, man. And they're miserable.
You mentioned Charlie Sheen in there. Does that remind you of the old road shows?
Oh God!
I'm looking at Charlie Sheen and I'm getting like reports here and there, and I'm like, this is an O&A road show. It's a Ron and Fez road show where you just. Although you guys organize them way better than we ever did, but where you just go up there and make it up as you go and hope something sticks. That's what he's doing, Charlie Sheen. He's doing a typical radio road show in front of everybody. He's even having the girls kiss. Remember when there was a lull in the fucking road shows? You go, let's just find some broads to kiss on stage. That'll help this.
Is he gonna? How many more is he gonna do? Though
He said 20? It's 20 altogether. He was in Cleveland last night. I think Travis. I don't know if he's around or close. I should say he got a standing ovation, but supposedly
so it's getting better and better.
No, he had a Cleveland Indians jersey on.
Smart idea.
And then came out and said, "I'm filming Major League 3 in Cleveland." So how does the audience turn on you at that point?
Oh, he was the smart. Here's what he did. He went up and said, "That's the equivalent of give yourselves a hand for coming out."
Yeah.
Fucking.
We all know the tricks.
Yeah.
If you need to, you pull one of those tricks out of your back pocket.
Fuck yeah, but you know what? He's not a stand-up. He's surviving. He's getting better with every gig. So you know what? Fuck it. More power.
Hey, what do you think? We argue this point all the time when we're seeing these video clips of Charlie. We're saying he's more manic, and I think I did hear you say that on your show. And who was saying? No, Jay Moore was saying, "No way."
He looked high, but
he looks fucking high as a kite.
Well, a lot of times when you come off drugs, you're like that, though.
Yeah.
A lot of times, most people who become addicted, it's kind of a self-medicating thing, So he knows. He knows his fucking mind is crazy. I mean, when you see the way that he talks and what he's doing, would you like to be that way all the time? It's fucking rough. Mm-hmm. It's just rough to have your thoughts spinning around like that in your head. I fucking feel for the guy.
But you think he's clean? It's just more of the manic thing, right?
Yeah, but I think his manic thing is like anyone else doing meth. I think it's like if you were on a fucking 8-day meth run. I think that's just the way his brain is. But he could have fucked up, his entire system through the partying that he was doing.
I think he also caught this fucking lightning. Hey, this crazy thing. All of a sudden, people are loving it.
God, it's terrible.
People are loving it.
That one hurt, huh, Jimmy?
Oh, it did it. It's dry in my throat. And then he kind of had to crazy it up.
Right.
Fuck me. Oh, it's not good.
All right, drink some water.
Some water. We're going to lose him.
He's also playing up to what people think he is, too, right?
Yeah, he's William Shatner. Now, Shatner took like fucking 20 years to be like, oh, wait, they're laughing at me?
Right.
Let me get it. Like, he did it immediately.
Right.
Fucking immediately.
I agree. But then the stupid news, they're like, oh, look how crazy he is. It's like, no, now he's playing up to the fact that you want to see crazy Charlie. Did you see, speaking of crazy, Meatloaf?
Yeah,
The Apprentice meltdown?
Did you think that was even real either?
Fuck yeah, because we talked to Meatloaf.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Meat's angry.
Did you see the documentary of Meatloaf on tour? I'm going to turn you... Oh,
Believe
you saw
it or
it?
not, I didn't say it. No, I didn't say
I'm
it.
going to turn you on
to
to
the
that.
Meatloaf on tour documentary.
You have to see it, because he's a hypochondriac, and he has all these people around trying to get them together to go on stage.
They say whatever age you become a star at, you stay that age mentally. You don't fucking expand. And that's why, like, the worst thing can happen is, like, be a Danny Bonaducci. You know what I mean? Where it happens, like, when you're 11, then you don't grow out of it. But if it happens, like, when you're 21, 22, what you want is a nice slow climb. And then you fucking mature and you've got all this work behind you.
That's all right. You got to see the Meatloaf thing. I'm telling you right now.
I worry about him.
Do you?
I worry about meat.
Can we see this, Danny?
No.
You seen this yet,
Gets
Jimmy?
mad.
You do not want to with me.
Oh, we got to do the...
Hi, I'm Ashlyn Gorse for News Now.
He's new girl.
I'd love to rip her hair out.
You're missing stuff. Yeah. You sure all and then
his
all
art
that
supplies
is
were
actually
missing.
Gary's?
No. Gary, did you buy this paint right here? Yeah.
But Meatloaf doesn't believe him.
I bought those mother sponges. Part of that paint is mine. I'm sick and tired of you, mother.
No. That was all mine in my basket.
You look in my eyes. I am the last person in the world you ever wanna with.
Is this too real,
He
Ronnie?
eventually finds his stash elsewhere, leading to an emotional hug-it-out session between the
I mean, you
dudes.
wouldn't take that long to fucking yell out those words. You'd leap.
It reminds me of Fezzi. When Fezzi loses his mind, he gets a little, a little vicious.
But that's the thing is like no one thinks Fez is going to jump.
No.
It's more about, hey, watch how I'm acting.
Yeah.
Look what I'm doing.
I don't think Meatloaf jumps at you.
No.
I think it's all just a nice.
I think he was very hot under the collar there, though.
Oh,
yeah, he
boy,
was a little.
It's a lot
Slightly.
longer than that, but
he has a great fucking Kennedy story, which I can't do justice. But he was in Dealey Plaza. He was like he was there when Kennedy came out of left field. He has a great presidential.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? That's what we got at him. See, we do a good interview every once in a while.
Everyone
Ronnie.
talks about that. Everyone says you guys fucking just nail it one after another.
Just hit it out of the park.
Fucking top of the key shit. Just fucking blast.
Every
just
once in a while, we close our eyes and we'll hit it out of the park. You know, Ronnie is fucking the greatest interviewer.
All of our interviews start like this. So what's going on?
Yeah. So what's up with you now?
Look at some of our stuff that we have here. I'm going to bring in an intern. Check him out.
All right.
Who's your favorite interview? You've interviewed Kevorkian. You've interviewed some fucking great people, man.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if I have a favorite.
Was he that a good one?
Kevorkian is just so strange. Like, there was nothing. You know what I mean? Like, Kevorkian and Jesse Ventura are the same type of thing. You're not going to open up anything there. They're just where they are. Like, I think Kevorkian, even though I agree 100% with the message, he's fucking nuts.
Really?
I mean, he dug fucking killing people. He got off on it.
Really?
He likes death. Now, in the meantime, should you be able to fucking help somebody on to the next plane? Yeah, I got no problem with that. You would do it for a friend, wouldn't you? A fucking heartbeat.
In a second, you brought up something. You like getting something out of a person, a little something different, right?
I kind of just like
a reveal.
No. I never look for that.
Do you like when someone surprises you and really, really tells you some stuff?
Yeah,
where
I mean,
you're opening them up
I
a
never
little
go
bit?
looking for that hot fucking thing to put out. You know.
No, I understand that.
But yeah, no, I just like them to. I like them.
Like who surprised you? Where you thought, all right, I think I could do 20 minutes with this person, but then by the end of it, you were like, I was surprised.
Well, you know what? I will say this, and Jimmy's done the Unmasked show with me. I just don't think people get how bright comedians are, like how fucking smart comedians are, because I don't know if you can be funny without being fucking smart. And,
Voss.
Well,
the destroyer of that theory.
Well, sometimes the exception makes the rule. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have a rule until you go, oh, see, there's the exception. Yes, there's always going to be something. But, no, I would love to actually do one of those with Voss, too, because I think it would be interesting at the end of it. But
he's got great
Voss is
stories.
great.
I think he's absolutely...
You really should do it.
I've actually talked to him about it before. But I think he's a fucking one of the most interesting people that I've ever fucking talked to. And I met Voss back when he was like fucking crazy.
Oh, really?
Years and years and years ago when he was with Frankie Bastille. And I'm trying to think who the other guy was. But all three of these fucking guys were so fucking scary. Drug heads.
Really?
Yeah.
Voss scary?
Voss is the first person I ever heard the word crack from. This is how early it was that he was like saying, I want to get back for crack. And I'm like, crack? What the fuck are you talking? You know, wasn't even in the papers yet.
Really?
You know, and then finally I'm like, oh, you mean freebase? And he's like, no, yeah, but they do it for you. I'm like, who does? Who would fucking buy? I thought it was like the worst business plan ever. Right. Like freebase and takes all day. Fuck it. Let's just snort it. But he had fucking said, no, they do it for you. It's crack. I'm like, wow. All right. So he was, and like even running with people that were, fucking way out there. So for him to come back, I never would have predicted.
You didn't think he would
Yeah,
have?
no, I just thought, that fucking guy.
I love Voss. He's one of my favorites, man. Love him. I love when he does the
wish he
radio
was
show.
smarter.
And he's, but here's the other thing about Voss too. How many years have we been doing it, like relentlessly fucking funny for decades?
Yeah.
And again, to me, that's always fucking fascinating. To just be, whatever, big gig, smaller gig, boom, boom, boom. No, you'll never say he doesn't bring it.
And he's pretty fearless on, like, he really will make fun of anybody. And he really will hit anybody. He hits below the belt. Like Voss, when you get fucking Voss is dangerous when he's against the ropes because he just claws anywhere, and he can say some really funny below the belt shit.
He knows how to survive.
Oh
yeah,
you got to cover up when he's around because he's fucking good.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna take a break. Was this the story you tweeted about yesterday, Jimmy, the paraplegic grandfather?
I love him.
You love this story, huh?
Sure.
All right, we're going to get into that. Maybe we'll do some news, see what's going on out there, and more with Ronnie B. Stay there.
Good morning. Thanks for calling Radio Shack. My name is Danny. How can I help you?
I used to have the thing on my TV where you can download shit from, like through, the air, satellite.
Like Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, whatever. Here's the thing. But, I mean, that's not working now because...
This is Radio Shack. Do you need, like, an AC adapter?
Maybe get somebody to come over and fix it.
Well, I mean, this is Radio Shack, so we don't really do that.
Oh.
We sell products.
Oh, I see.
Well, I mean, I'm not supposed to do this, but, did you get into your router settings and take a look in there?
Okay, so it's right here. So what are you saying?
Like, just look into your router settings.
Okay, so I log in. I find this shit right here.
Yeah, exactly, right. So get in there and then, make sure that your Wi-Fi is enabled.
But where do you fucking wire it into?
Well, I mean, it should just be wired right from your cable modem. It should just be right in there.
Yeah. Why? How do you know that?
Because that's just how it works.
Are you talking about the hot, the heavy, thick wire you're talking about?
You mean like a Cat5?
You're talking about
Ethernet cable?
Yeah, I think they call them hot wires.
Firewire?
Firewire.
Dude, do you need like a universal AC adapter or a soldering iron?
What's that?
Dude, let me just get back to work, man. Like, can you open a browser and get to the web?
So it's wireless. It's a wireless connection.
Yeah, it's wireless. It's a wireless connection. Are you on the web?
Okay, so now...
Can you go to a website? Can you do that?
You hook it up, okay?
Are you listening? Are you listening to me? Can you open a browser and go to your home page?
Is it that easy?
Yes!
Click. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I see it.
Jeez.
Bingo. We have a winner. Is that it? Is that it for good? Am I set for life?
Yeah, that's it, dude. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for helping me.
Yeah, man, no problem, dude.
There were some other tech questions I needed. Oh, Facebook.
No.
I'm up to my limit of friends.
No, if you want a cordless phone or some LEDs,
I'm up to my limit of friends, 5,000.
I'm not helping you.
I think somebody set up a fan page.
I'm hanging up.
How do I get people to go there instead of sending me friend requests?
This is the Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
All right, we're doing this thing. Ronnie B came in today. We asked him yesterday to do the radio show, and it was very, very, very just vague.
Yes,
Ronnie's like,
vague.
I would like to stop by. We'll see what happens. And then I just kept looking out the window, and then Ronnie appeared.
I wasn't going to let you down. But and it's all because of Ant and what he's going through right now. God,
yeah.
Seriously, everything to his family. And I was looking over here a couple minutes ago, and I noticed Travis was crying. I'm like, oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. And,
you keep forgetting why you're here.
Like, Sam was looking out the window, and then, like, Sam, for some reason, just started calling his dad, like, just checking in with you, pal. By the way, when I come into Sam's show, and his dad is a real big fan of the chemistry that Sam and I have together.
Yeah, I heard.
Is he?
Yeah. It could be Ronnie and Sam.
Well, it already is Ronnie and Sammy Sweethearts. That's the name. That's the name of the end of the
end of the show.
Yeah.
Well, you and Ron do, what, a 10-minute radio show every day now, too?
Right, at the end
There's so many different radio shows now, I can't even keep track.
I know.
It's kind of a podcast.
Yeah, it's like a podcast on radio. That's how we're marketing it.
All of a sudden, I'm doing radio with E-Rock and Rollin' now. I got a separate show, too.
When does that happen?
Before you come in, I do part of the 10 o'clock hour with Rollin', E-Rock, and Sam, so now I guess that's our show.
So that's what I'm walking in, so you've got that part of it. Then it's a blend over.
Oh, yeah.
Some best of, and Sam's just dropping fucking truth bombs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sam
Thank
gets
you
about
that.
5 minutes to do his thing, and then you come in to save the hour.
I'm going to give you a bit right now that a friend of mine named Tim Tuttle gave me one time, and you could do this on a Saturday night.
Tuttle. He's a stand-up, right?
I don't know if he's a stand-up.
Or an actor?
He's a radio guy. He might have done stand-up. But everyone's blended. You can't have just one job anymore. But you could try this. When you were a kid, you played guns with your friends, right?
Sure, yeah.
What's your machine gun? How do you do your machine gun?
Oh, like this.
Now, do the sound. Now, Opie, the one that you do with your friends.
Pow, pow, pow.
You would go pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, I'm a pow, pow, pow guy.
Here's the thing. It's like snowflakes. You could try this at a party. No two people do the machine gun sound. The same way.
What's Jimmy's? You didn't ask Jimmy. Jimmy has the best one.
Or no, wait. Probably more like Ron's.
Let's hear it. He's so tired. No, it's fucking strange, right? It's not like you learn it from an older brother.
Yeah.
You just make up your own machine gun sound. You do it. Iraq, what is your machine gun sound?
Wow, we're doing a bit. This is nice. Of course. I think that wasn't bad.
That
was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like beating up Iraq, but I think he has the best one of the day.
Now, you can also see his came in a short burst. You notice there.
Yeah.
It's almost like an Uzi.
But he runs out of breath quickly.
That's right.
You know.
This is the Full Metal Jacket machine gun when they're when they're shooting at the women and children. That's what that was.
Mine's based on cartoons. I'm a cartoon guy.
Let's hear yours again.
Pow, pow, pow.
So yours is
It's not really a machine gun.
Yours is even less than a cartoon and more of a comic strip where have like a pow, pow, pow there.
Yeah.
But again, it's like none of your friends ever. You weren't doing the same sounds.
No.
You weren't doing the sound as your older brother, but no one ever stopped you and went, no, that's not how you do a machine gun.
Not a machine gun.
We accept each other's machine guns.
But we also didn't have a good point of reference. Like, my point of reference for machine gun was Dick Tracy.
How old are you?
Well, the movie, the Warren Beatty movie.
The Warren Beatty movie. I thought you were sitting around with Mayor LaGuardia and reading them on the fucking radio.
The mayor reading the fucking comic.
Even though we're not getting the newspaper, kids, I'm going to read the funnies to you.
Right. City's falling apart. He's reading fucking comics to us.
Now, Travis, I have a feeling that you were a stay-in-the-house guy. Am I right about that? You weren't big on being outside with the other kids?
No, well, my brother and I lived in a neighborhood where nobody else was. So.
Okay, so good. See,
what does that mean?
I'm like, so
They were
you didn't
homeless.
go out much.
And it's not a neighborhood.
No, well, we didn't live with any other kids.
Yeah, what, like an old age home or something?
Nah, just like now that I think about it, a not too great area of Florida.
What area? Did you
We're
live
in St. Pete.
Okay, so
This is back in the 80s.
all right. So you grew up there. You grew up in an elderly kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't really
I
have
went through the
any-
same thing. I grew up in a nudist camp. So my parents were like, "Don't go outside and play with it," because there was always like cocks, like older men's cocks out there and stuff. It was very fucking difficult.
Dicks and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
It's sometimes assholes. It was really.
As they're bending down to pick up the volleyball.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. And I would say,
uncomfortable for everyone.
and I'm like saying to my mom, I got to make friends, like not with Mr. Anderson. He's fucking scary.
Balls, too.
Yes, there were balls and they were fucking
Lots of
hairy,
balls.
whatever. But this is what you had to go through,
Travis?
in those days.
Are we going to hear his gun, Ronnie?
Travis, let's hear it.
That's different, too.
It's different and yet all acceptable.
Yeah,
This is the
that was
weird
not
thing.
acceptable.
No, that was good.
All right, let's hear it again. Now, the thing is, his died in a depression. Did you know? I don't have anything.
He doesn't have confidence.
It sounds a little like a coochie coo sound, too. Like, that's he talks to your baby. Coochie 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 coo.
Also, I'm at a slight disadvantage because my mother did not let us play with toy guns until we were like 11 years old.
Oh, you were that kid?
Yeah.
Now,
My mother was a very big eat your vegetables, no toy guns.
That was
So-
terrible.
But then she leaves the family.
And then she walked
And you
out
haven't
on
talked to her in
well, the
years.
Grateful
10 years.
Dead fucking came through town.
Took her away.
When the Dead started touring again, she left with them. Now, but see, here's the weird thing, and this even happened. Well, if you don't give a kid a gun to play with, he'll just pick up a stick. You
Sure.
want to. You were pretending. I saw a kid will pick up a flower and. You're just trying to shoot other things when you're a child.
Yeah, whatever, even a spoon, cutlery, anything that was long was a gun.
So you're saying you would use a ladle? As
Yeah,
a young
anything that's
person.
long and thin could be a gun.
See, we would make Lego guns.
Like another man's penis.
Well, I didn't grow up in the nudist colony, so I don't know.
Like you did, Roddy.
He's holding on the dead. I'm going to play guns with you. Oh, I'm pulling that out of your hands.
Why isn't Roland in here with his machine gun sound?
He's in the other.
No, I
he's
want
ready.
him in here.
I think Roland, I'm going to guess.
We'll have the best
Roland's
one?
going to have a completely bizarre one. And I think, unlike us,
His gun's gonna
Roland
sh- oh,
hasn't
sorry.
stopped making them. I think he's still making machine gun sounds.
His will be like, pew.
No, his gun is going to shoot question marks.
Right.
Yeah.
You watch this.
Thanks for rushing in, Roland.
Well, this was...
Yeah. So that is if Fred Astaire had a machine gun. A rat-tat-tat-tat.
You're the rat-tat-tat guy.
Now, why
Nice.
is it that machine gun sounds are like snowflakes? Why does that fucking happen?
That's a great question. I didn't even know my machine gun sound. I had to come up with one.
Now, if you do this at a party, and I've done it before, everyone at the party, just like we did here, will have different sounds, and yet we all think we're doing the correct sounds, and yet you're acceptable of other people's. You're like, whatever. It's a fucking machine gun.
Can I hear Roland's again?
Yeah. Yeah, yours is 1930s, Roland.
And it fades out.
I mean, you're fucking hanging. You know, this is like some kind of Al Capone shit that you're doing.
It's a Tommy gun.
Oh. Yeah, you're doing a Tommy gun.
You got the Tommy gun.
For like Scarface.
Further away from the mic.
Yeah, that's what this show needs. Further away from the mic.
You know what I'm saying? Well, right. I got a great bit for you guys.
Jesus.
Do you do that with a phone? Do you wander away from the telephone?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of, Roland?
But
what's your biggest fear, Roland? You seem to be very afraid.
Oh, I can't say that on the air.
I know who he means.
Roland's the writing on his shirt gets smaller and smaller every day.
What's that about?
Seriously. No, this is an official Bruce Springsteen shirt.
Oh, yes.
And yet you would not know it unless you were right up on top of you.
Yeah, that would be the tough line at the eye test, right?
Yeah, right.
That would be the one to go, oh,
There's
fuck.
an R. You're going to need reading glasses.
Do you cheat at the eye test? I do.
No, I just say...
I squint. I'm like, why am I doing this? Because I want to fucking... am I that competitive? I want to do well at the eye test. I really do, though.
But then in the end, you're just at a disadvantage.
I know how stupid it is, but I want to show off or something.
Well, you want the doctor to be like, wow, that is good vision.
I remember feeling that way when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then, remember when you were a kid, they would give you the hearing test?
Yeah,
where
the
you had to
beeping.
put your fucking hands up for it. And sometimes you would throw your hand up and you'd see that quizzical look, so you would put it down like, I'm just starting to think I hear shit now.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that you want to have them go, you know, I've never seen this before in another human being.
Yeah.
With remarkable powers.
I always wanted to be like a child prodigy at hearing and seeing.
Right. I had to fucking get glasses recently. That LASIK that I got done at the NEW
oh, yeah.
finally wore out because I'm an older gentleman now. And now I need glasses for driving. Which sucks because now when I look down, when I want to do my texting while I'm driving, I can't see shit.
Well, could you go get another LASIK, or have you fucked that up?
Well, of course, the eye doctor, which is the competition, said no. So now I got to go my...
Why'd he say no?
Because he wants the business. Because if you go to LASIK guy, they do all the tests right there for you.
Dude, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here, and I would go full Elvis Costello glasses for you.
Yeah?
Just Buddy Holly this shit up. Just big, thick, fucking dark, and that'll be your new scene.
And that's it?
Yeah, that'll be your whole new thing.
I need a new
think it'd be
fucking
great
look.
for you.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a new look. So, but I fucking hate it. I hate wearing glasses again. I was the 8-year-old with the glasses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
8, and then NEW, 11 years ago, I got the LASIK.
Now, was the 4 eyes thing like a fucking problem for you as a kid? With like the other kids taunting you for having glasses?
Where do you think this attitude came from?
Yeah.
Protection.
You never had a good day because of the
right. I was the kid. I was the first kid to get the glasses.
There's the thing of like I grew up in a neighborhood where we would create our own racism, like any difference that we could have, and we all used to walk to school, and we jumped and kicked the kid almost to death because he took a bus. He took a bus to another school.
That was your line.
Yeah. So we fucking waited for him. We were all like fucking hiding. And like we all came out when he got off his bus. He got off alone. And we just like thumped the shit out of him. And then like years later, he goes, you know, when you fucking guys did that to me. Like I know him in high school and he was like, what was that about? What was wrong with, you know, and I go, well, didn't you take a bus? I mean, you know, you were the fucking guy riding a bus. I thought we were walkers in our neighborhood. We went to Locust Hill.
Right.
But you will find a reason. I remember we hit a kid because he had leg braces.
Jesus.
And we just fucking pushed him over and knocked him down and called him fucking... And then later you had to try to explain to your parents when you were called into school, and you're like, well, this guy thinks he's badass. He's, you know, got like leg braces. Trying to find any defensive fucking move that you can. Like,
why are kids so angry? Because nothing has happened to them yet.
No,
life will knock you down, but man, you hear it all the time. Kids are assholes, and kids could be mean. What do they have to be mean about at that age?
They just don't have the filter that adults have.
Is that what it is?
We want to be as mean as they are. They just haven't learned social,
so it's in our
social behavior.
It's in our DNA
Dude,
to be mean.
So. A guy with leg braces, who in this room doesn't want to just shove him over?
And I know one thing. I mean, he would never come back to reunion, not with those fucking braces. Still rock. But I actually thought, like, the reason that we went after him was because he's kind of cocky with his fucking attention, his leg braces. Like, it wasn't like I thought I was just being mean. I thought I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But there was anything different that you could find
That's all
as
it
a
took.
child.
Where are you at with bullying? Big hot topic these days.
I don't understand why everyone's acting like it's no, because in my neighborhood I felt like as I ran away from the bullies, at the same time I was chasing smaller kids.
Right.
It was almost like
You beat up the kid with leg braces.
Yeah, like the but at the same time, like, this was the most terrifying thing that I remember saying as a kid. If any of your friends would yell out teenager, you had to start running because a teenager would see you if you were 10 and just knock you down and fucking take shit from you and do whatever. And the only fucking defense I had was I would say, I'm fucking coming back with my brother and I'm gonna fucking make sure you're dead. And that was the only thing that protected me. And like,
how old was your brother? Obviously older.
My brother was 6 years older than me. And my sister was 4 years older than that. And either one of them would fucking, my mom would say, go out and fucking help him. And I had no quams of, hey, I want to do this on my own. You know what I mean? Like, let's go get this motherfucker.
Right.
We're going to kick the shit out of him.
It must have been nice to have backup like that. A brother 6 years older?
And I would actually say, when people were fucking with me, this is today. But tomorrow, you're going to be on your back, being held down, and I'm going to be kicking you on the side of the fucking head. So let's never forget that it's over.
Yeah, bullying is part of growing up, isn't it, Roddy?
I would think that it is, but I don't, I get that it shouldn't be done. But in the thing of, like, my mom thought that I should hit other people. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she was an adult person and was like, go back and hit them. And you're like, really? Mm-hmm. I just got fucking beat up. I would try to explain to her. Yeah. And she would be like, no, you have to have the reputation of the kid that'll go and fucking hit them and stuff.
I'm gonna put my kid in self-defense classes real early on.
I think with
early on.
If with you, I think it's going to be self-offense, though. I think your kid's going to be a bully.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
I just have that feeling. It's an Irish thing. I think he's going to be a headbutter.
He's going to be a big kid.
Yeah.
He's going to be the in-laws are all fucking big guys.
Right. And that's another reason.
Be a big kid.
I mean, he's got Philly blood in him, and they're just the worst. That's my blood. They're the worst.
He's already throwing
people.
shit.
Right.
With a smile, though. He's got my fucking sixth smile as he's throwing shit.
And he's already, I mean, being from Philly, you already think that you're better than professional athletes, so you can boo them and throw shit.
They really are the worst people on earth, and yet they're our biggest fans. It's amazing how I can have such loyal fans, which are Philly, and I really do love Philly, and they're the worst people on the planet.
I love the Philly guys I hang out with.
Because
they're a different animal, absolutely.
Yeah. You do love them, but they are awful. You even you can even tell them that with love, like I love you, and you're horrendous. They're the worst people.
At any given Friday night when I'm down there, I know there's a potential fucking brawl about to happen.
Right.
Been in a few, matter of fact. I don't really talk about it on the air.
Still? You still get
Not me
fights?
personally. I'm not going to make believe I'm Mr. Tough Guy still duking it out. Fuck no. I learned about 10, 12 years ago getting punched in the face is not fun anymore. When you're younger, it's kind of fun. Were you ever a fighter?
Well, but I never was a fair fighter. I was like, yes, let's all jump on that fucking guy. I mean, I never, but I
never was like, it's just me and you.
No, I don't believe
it was always
that.
one group against another group.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't think there is such a thing as a fair fight. But I also had some of the toughest friends I've ever seen in my life. And I had friends that when we were fucking children could knock out a fucking man. And that was like...
Wow.
It was like thrilling to be just like knowing that you could go anywhere in that fucking town. But Philly is so awful. I actually saw 2 cops in uniform get in a fight with each other and start fucking with each other and pushing, and it turned into a fight. And you're just like,
why the anger down there?
I don't know.
You grew up down there.
It's just fucking raised that way. And the same thing was like when you go to a sporting event, Mike Smith would, Hall of Famer, would get booed. In Philadelphia, would get fucking booed.
Boston is kind of similar. I did, some time up there, and they're similar to Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's worse, I think, but Boston is the same mentality.
It's worse. Philly's worse. Boston, they're angry white people.
You'll see a couple cops duking it out in Boston too.
Boston at least has Harvard. At least they have Harvard.
Right. Well, you're not
confuses.
impressed with UPenn? You don't like Penn?
I don't know as much about it. Harvard sounds better.
It does sound better.
Harvard's truly prestigious.
Is.
UPenn, I'm sure, is good, but
I know. But then you got Yale, and then finally the rest.
Yeah.
Princeton probably ranks above.
Now, your kids obviously were brought up differently. So how did you teach them?
I just never said anything to them. I try to fucking keep everything away from the kids. It's like nothing ever happened.
Really? Mm-hmm. Let them figure it out themselves?
Let them do whatever they want. I don't want to be one of those people getting involved in their life. I find that uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, just, my big thing is I never would go in their room, never, you
let them be.
Do whatever.
I think there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, I think there's
I was brought up way too fucking strict. I thought my sister did it right. I tell this a lot, but my nephew is, he's a doctor. He's doing the doctor thing. He's doing really well. But when he was 6, they were watching R-rated movies together, and they just let him fucking be, and they didn't have a lot of rules around him.
You were real. Your family was very strict with.
Oh, ridiculous, horrible curfews.
What time was your curfew?
I don't remember anymore, but it was about 11, I would say.
That's fucking you ruled.
11.
At what age?
And it's high school.
Oh no.
Maybe 12 by the time I was a senior, maybe. And my mom was so fucking scary. I mean, 12:05, all hell would break loose. It wasn't worth it. Fuck yeah.
So you were like,
that's why I acted out
really
when
drunk?
I went to college. Huh?
You were coming home drunk and fucking.
No, I was scared to do that either.
I
I drank in high school, but it was a workaround. I didn't come. I never walked through that door fucking hammered. No fucking way. Okay. The hell that I would. No. She scared the shit out of us. So then when I went to college, I became, heavy drinker, partier, all that. I acted out like a motherfucker.
Yeah, everybody fucking snaps.
I snapped because I didn't know. I was missing a lot, obviously. I think the way you're doing it is the proper way.
There's no way around it. Seriously.
I don't know. I've talked to enough people. I think you gotta. I think you gotta kind of let your kids do their thing. Maybe guide them a little bit.
But no matter what happens, I think the kids.
But see,
come back and go,
my mom's strictness was based on her fucking, her mind. She was convinced something horrible was happening to us all the time. So to prevent that, she needed us in the house so she could get a good night's sleep.
So when you were out, she was like, "I think they're being ground up in the."
Oh fuck yeah, losing her mind. Like I'm a horrible sleeper to this day because my mom. I woke up many fucking nights. I've told this on our show too, but Ronnie may be hearing it for the first time. My mom's face literally inches away because she's seen if we're breathing.
Oh god, see.
Middle of the night. So now if I hear a noise, I'm up. So,
it's like you're in fucking Vietnam every fucking night of your life. You're fucking, you're in the shit.
Yeah, it was.
Fucking Charlie's in the perimeter every fucking night for you. You can hear a fucking twig snap.
Oh, yeah. We were lucky to have a bigger house, so I made sure I was on the other side of the house most of the time. If I was not in her area, it was way better. Yeah, I mean, just shoes askew in the middle of the room could set her off. That's a messy.
Yeah, I
room.
can't believe it.
That's a messy room.
House.
It was a very
everybody says.
Huh?
You gotta have a comfortable house.
Yes.
You got to be able to come home and act like no, everything doesn't have to be all right.
Some days you go to your room and literally everything you own is in the middle of the floor because you might have left a shirt on the floor. Just nonsense.
Just dump it all out there.
Oh, sometimes on the driveway.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't think I ever got the driveway, but certainly the whole room because of one messy thing you left. Now, logically follow this. Now the whole room has to be a mess.
But
and now clean it up.
Did you ever even try to say, "Who am I, Gomer Pyle? Is this the Marine Corps?
No, I never.
Why are we living like this? What fucking difference does it make?"
Made it worse.
Please
don't question anything. Just fucking. I just watched the clock. I'll be 18 soon enough. I'll be 18 soon enough, and then I could do my thing.
And Travis thought he had it down there in St. Pete.
Right.
He's fucking playing with fucking 80-year-olds.
Right.
What part of St. Pete did you live in, Travis?
I was on 51st Avenue.
All right.
Is that bad?
So, I mean,
okay.
thinking back.
What could you get on
now,
51st,
nothing.
Ronnie?
It was a dead end street.
A little weed? Weed on 51st?
St. Pete is a kind of a slow town. I mean, the south side of St. Pete is as dangerous as ever anywhere in the world. But Watley didn't grow up far from you.
Yeah.
Watley is Pinellas Park.
It was just a boring,
Watley's not boring.
Slow where you could actually drive down the street in a golf cart. You could actually fucking go on 95 in a golf cart.
There's something appealing about that.
Yeah.
It was me and my brother.
I want to be Go ahead, sorry.
And it was just a lot across the street where we would just play baseball.
By yourselves?
Yeah.
Well, you pitch the ball and run into the outfield, hoping that you can catch
one of those.
That's really
so sad.
We had one of those pitching, you would throw it into the net and bounce back.
Yeah, we had one of those for a while.
And then my dad came up here to look for a job once he got let go down in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting in the lot playing by myself.
You were a lonely kid
for a time, yeah.
Have you heard about the weird games that Travis and his brother used to play?
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I know you discussed it, but I don't think Ron has.
Why is your mic so much louder all the time?
Mine?
I hear you.
He's screaming.
You're always louder than everyone else. You have 8 radio shows. What else do you need? You need your mic louder now, too?
Talk correct.
I don't have control of the board.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
You got fucking Jimmy sick. You're fucking talking so bad.
Sorry, Jim.
You all right? Just fucking spitting in the trash can.
I wish you could see this.
No, I don't know if... Ron, did you ever play Undie Flip?
No.
I don't remember the rules, Travis.
You know, Sam, the rules are quite simple. You need 2 players to play, obviously. So me and my brother...
To play what?
Undie Flip.
Undie Flip.
Yeah. So, you know, you get your...
New Twitter name, by the way.
Undie Flip. you get your underwear down by your ankles, nude, of course, because this is normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you flip it and you try and get it on the ceiling fan.
And then you and your brother blow each other? How's that fucking end? I mean, seriously, this is why people normally go and see a shrink. And then he made me play Undie Flip. And they were on the fan.
Yeah,
my undies were on the fan.
It's weird, when I told the staff about it, they didn't think it was normal either.
My undies were on the fan. Don't you fucking get it?
Why do you have to be naked?
Well, I mean, I thought Undie Flip was weird, but I thought
Could
Undie
you just
Flip
get
was...
some underwear out of the drawer and
What's
play
the fun
Undie
in that
Flip?
when you're 6 years old?
Undie Flip became normal after I heard about the other game that Travis used to play with his brother.
Yeah.
I believe the name of that game was Peenie Flip.
Oh, God. You had to put your fucking cock on the fan?
No. All right, we haven't talked about Peenie Flip yet. Thanks,
All right,
Sam.
What's Peenie Flip?
Well, Peenie Flip, again, nude. But this was more of just maybe a spectator sport, I guess, because we weren't interacting with each other. But you would just take your hands and kind of real quick in a circular motion.
Slap your penis.
Yeah, just slap your penis, yeah.
Now, you guys were doing this last year? When
Yes.
did this... Well, no.
Want to go back for Thanksgiving?
How old's your brother?
Like old times?
He's a year younger than me.
You do Undie Flip?
Yeah. You know, it's a Christmas thing.
Couple of creeps.
We did, seriously.
That's a little weird.
We did the same thing, except for we had a video game. That was it. It was
she-
just fucking played video.
Again, my mother wouldn't let us have a Nintendo.
So you
So
started
you molested each other.
Yeah, so I was like 12 years old. We had to make up our own games.
You had a strict mom, too, it sounds
Yeah,
like,
very
huh?
much, yeah.
Yeah. But it was based on her shit. That's what, you know.
Yeah, but then
Was
like,
it based on her shit, or she was trying to raise you
I
properly?
think she was just trying to raise us right. She was, like, you know, I haven't spoken to her in 10 years, but she was a very good mother. You know,
Yeah,
aside
my
from
mom.
that.
My mom had some good qualities.
Yeah, like she went nuts at a certain point, but
that makes for boring radio.
yeah,
Because
who
I
wants
hear,
to talk
I,
about
I,
you know?
I hear it from family sometimes. I'm like, yeah, but that side's boring.
Who wants
They
to ever
want-
bring that up?
Yeah, they want to hear the psychotic.
No
shit.
one wants to talk about like having a good childhood.
They want to hear about the whole household stopping until we, find the blue comb. Stuff like that.
An Undie Flip.
I stopped. I haven't combed my hair in fucking decades because of that. I don't own a comb. I have no desire to own a comb or a brush because we had to find the blue comb.
What is it? Why do we hold on to the childhood thing so much, though? I mean, who gives a fuck?
I don't know.
I don't know why we continue to fucking care, and yet every single person.
I released a lot because
Yeah.
I finally went to a therapist. I had to.
Yeah.
I released a lot, so now I almost find humor in it.
Were you crying at the therapist?
No.
You didn't
just
release
stayed-
it yet.
Huh?
Yeah.
You didn't release it
Well,
yet.
why do you have to cry? Because some people
Watch Prince of Tides.
Oh God, he is so Prince of Tides right now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
But why do you have to cry to release?
It's just cleansing.
Yeah.
Because probably more happened, Ope, than you even remember.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more to Undie Flip.
There was a break.
sure.
There was a break-in.
Yes.
Caught somebody.
Break-in.
Your brother
First
saw
they were-
through the window.
First they were fucking your sister. That was okay. Like, whatever. She's a girl. She deserves it. But then it was your time.
Do you really have to cry, you think?
It's healthy.
I think you got to. I
Sure.
think you got to cry for what happened to that little boy, that little four-eyed fucking boy that couldn't have a comb or go out and
Where is
play
that
with the other kids.
little blue-eyed sloppy dork?
Yeah, I was kind of a nerd,
Were you a Catholic school boy?
not Catholic school, but raised very Catholic.
Yeah.
You know, religion classes on a Tuesday night at some weirdo's house.
Play CYO basketball?
My dad ran the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But
did you have
it
a
was
low
it was
ceiling?
barely based on the church.
Did you have a low ceiling?
Low ceiling?
Because
no. Real gyms.
Oh, so because so many that used to be played in fucking like church basements, those
Right,
basketball
that's
things.
right.
So you'll know guys that played that because they'll just fucking shoot bricks all day.
Right. It's just line
They're in the
drives
arc, you just
when they're
fucking-
outside.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? What's the fucking arc on that?
Is that Sinbad?
I don't know. You're racist. It's just another black man. Seriously.
We should break though, because I got a PA.
Yeah, let's
anyway.
break so we get set up for Sinbad. We can get back into this.
Yeah, because his show's about family anyway. His new show, it's
perfect then.
It's called It's Just Family.
Oh, by the way, E-Rock, why did you play the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Because everything has a meaning today. What was that for?
Just because it sounded good. I couldn't find another reson to play something
Oh,
else.
what are you playing in a break that has meaning right now? Because
Nothing. We're going to end quick if Sinbad's coming right up.
All right, then
You got that song PD Flip?
I'm going to do one question, another show that Sam does. Jesus
One
Christ.
question is a segment,
No,
not
that's
a show.
That's-
Great.
That's your other radio show. It's called One Question. I want that gig. How much you getting paid for one question?
How much am I getting paid for any of this?
A lot of fucking
Big
money,
money.
obviously.
Still good.
The Opie and Anthony Show presents Primetime Sam Roberts and One Question with a guest we couldn't get. Rockstar and handsome entertainment reporter, Mark McGrath.
Primetime Sam Roberts here with Mark McGrath. Mark, what type of houseplants do you like?
I like a nice fern, you know, or I like a palm, a palm. I know what it's called. It's called a palm in the corner. What's it called? A palm tree? Yeah, I like palm ferns. Palm ferns in my house.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
This has been Primetime Sam Roberts and One Question with a guest we couldn't get on the Opie and Anthony Show.
The Virus, Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
Well, let's do this thing. We got Sinbad outside the studio, premiering his new show, It's Just Family, Tuesday, April 12th at 10 p.m. on the WE Network.
The
Sinbad.
legendary comedian.
He knows you.
Hi, how are you?
You know Ronnie?
No, we just met here.
That was it. Hey, Sinbad, Opie, what's up, brother? I see you got the entourage. We all noticed the entourage.
Oh, you know, that's my daughter and my wife.
Is
my
the
son.
she's tall, the tall one's your daughter? How tall is she?
About 6 feet.
Well, yeah, she's
But she got heels on, man. So she's trying to be taller than me, man.
yeah.
How have you been?
I'm good, man.
You look really good. We've never met, but I mean, you look. I remember watching you from years, and you look exactly the same.
You
which
do
is gotta
look
be nice.
exactly the
I made a
same.
deal with the devil.
It's nice to not age, though, right?
At our age, I replaced both knees, man.
Did you?
Yeah, this one is a year, and this one's 6 months right now.
Was it genetic, or did you athletically hurt them?
Basketball destroys knees, doesn't it?
Basketball destroys knees, skin destroys knees, all that stuff, man.
You know what you got.
He's
trying to give you a better
We're trying
mic.
to be cool with it, though, man. Trying to make it work. Trying to make it look sexy.
Yeah. You played a lot of basketball?
Yeah.
Were you good?
I was good.
Meaning,
I could jump out the gym, brother.
but I mean, a shot at the NBA, shot at
You know what?
Division
When I was
One.
young, we all thought we were going to be. When I was in high school, I was 2 years older than Magic, and a friend said, "Man, you got to go drive to Lansing, Michigan, and see this cat." I said, "Who, man?" You know, we all think we got game. I called my father. I said, "Man, I just saw a dude gonna go play pro basketball." At 15, this cat was laying it down in the park. I said, "Who is this cat, man?" He was about 6'6" then, but he was a guard. So he was out there, man. He was throwing and dishing. I said, "Man, you can't stop this dude."
Wow.
I had to put my pride aside. I went home and said, I saw a guy that just is nasty as all. I said, if drugs don't get him and alcohol doesn't get him, this cat's going to play.
Who knew what would get him, too? No one saw that coming.
No, man, who thought, you know.
And even that didn't take him down.
No, man.
He was the first person who didn't die from that.
First person actually got stronger. Look,
Yeah.
Magic looks stronger now, man, than when we playing.
Yeah, he does.
Do you think he was a better player? I've heard it argued that Jordan's the greatest scorer of all time, or I think Abdul-Jabbar. But do you think that he was a better all-around player than
all around?
Jordan?
He was a better player.
I had to say this. I put 3 people in my top 3 list. You can move around anywhere. It's Dr. J, Magic Johnson, and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Those 3 just like I put him on my squad. They're all nasty.
That's a good list.
I got Frazier on my list.
Oh, you got to put Clyde.
Yeah.
You got to have Clyde, man.
We got Hornacek. You got to throw him in. Just to throw a white person.
You know what?
No, I put in Havlicek. Havlicek was a
Havlicek
beast,
could play.
man. Jerry West was beaten. Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete was amazing.
But I will tell you this about Clyde. When he walks through New York, it's still like it's 1970.
Dude, he's still, and
people
Pearl
go
too,
crazy.
Earl Pearl, him and Earl Pearl, man.
We had Walt in here.
Yeah,
what
man.
a great
He
guy.
is amazing.
He really is
he
still
is
to
like
this day.
still
67,
that
I think.
thing.
He had the flamboyant.
Cool. Yeah, he wrote that book cool. He was the first one to put the book that he had sex before games. We were all told as kids that you can't have sex play ball. He broke all the rules for everybody. Changed the game up.
You know what else was crazy about those guys? They just caught regular flights after games.
Well,
they
dude,
used to like leave
and made regular money.
Yeah, right.
And made regular money. Think of it. It's not like now where cats. I think what happens, cats make so much money.
Yeah,
so much money, and some of them have game. I mean, they have game, man.
Yeah, it's true.
They had day job. Baseball players had day jobs. Like they would
You're
do in
right,
the off season. They would work a regular gig.
Yeah.
Until the fucking.
And also
preseason
the
started.
other thing is there was so few teams then that every game was like an all-star game.
You're
like
right, you're right.
Every game, like
So
if
same
you were
cats.
playing the Lakers, you were Knicks against the Lakers was like East-West would be now.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. How
And the
tough
players
it
were
was
even
to play.
friends. The players knew each other, man.
Yeah.
Now it's well, you know, it's just different. The game is different. The money's different.
You still like it just as much as when you were growing up?
You know what's funny? It was so much damage from the playing ball, and I had a bad college experience. It turned me off to a lot of stuff. I watched when Michael retired. I have no teams I love. I have players I love. But when Michael retired, so I left with Jordan.
Right.
That was it.
I was a big-time Knicks fan, but I loved Jordan's run, and I had no problem with him winning.
That's the difference between him and Kobe. See, Michael, even if he was not on your team, you wanted him to kill your team. You wanted to witness him getting 55. You wanted your team to win, but you wanted to witness him getting 55.
I wanted a Knicks victory.
Yes.
You're so right. You nailed it. With him scored 60 or whatever, right?
Kobe's the guy that you kind of want to bang a chick in Colorado with.
Man, that move.
You'll walk.
Who's the best player in the league right now?
You know, I still, man.
Top three. Well, let's just do the top three.
You know, Kobe's gonna be top three. LeBron's gonna be top three. I like Wade, man. I'm trying to think. Dwight Howard could be
still.
Dwight Howard could be one of the nastiest.
He's strong
cats.
as hell.
Yeah. If he would get that Elijah Wan spin move.
Right.
If he get the spin move, that's the only thing missing in his game. He'd be the boy jumps too high. He's too strong. He'd be unstoppable. Unstoppable, man. And now you got Stoudemire. Y'all got. The thing is, it's going to take y'all 2 years here because they gave up the squad to get the squad.
Right.
That's why Denver's doing well. They got the squad in Denver, man.
This is why Sinbad is interesting, because I really hate basketball, but I'm enjoying listening to you talk about basketball. Honestly, I never talk basketball for more than 3 seconds, and I'm absolutely done with it. But you're making it very interesting.
So what's your sport?
I like MMA, but I mean, just you're making it interesting to listen to. Like, I actually want to hear who you're talking about.
Because I'm not a baseball man.
You don't like baseball at all?
Man, it's this. I don't know what. Even as a kid, man, I hated playing. I used to fall asleep in the outfield. I used to lay down and fall asleep. They threw me off the team. I just wanted the uniform. The game was just so long. You only get bat so many times.
But see, this is what kills me. When you're a kid, normally if you're good at one sport, you're good at all the sports.
Yeah, well, we played all sports back then. Remember, back then,
everything.
You played everything. You didn't play one sport.
Right. Yeah. So you had to be constantly telling your parents, I'm going on to the next thing. And then I didn't get dropped off. Did your parents used to take you?
Drop off?
Yeah,
you
back
walk,
and forth.
You get your mitts, you get your basketball. Your dad would drive by you. My dad would drive by me and blow the horn. Hurry up, you're going to be late, man. But you never walk by yourself. Your boys are with you. See, remember, you were never by yourself. You're always walking with your friends. And somebody might have a bike, but he'd get off his bike and walk with you. If you didn't have your bike, you had to take the least of the least. You know, so everybody else was walking, I'll walk my bike.
Where'd you grow up?
Michigan, man.
It was Michigan. That's why the Magic thing. Okay, yeah.
It's funny. We always have prep sheets for guys. We come in, everybody knows Sinbad. I mean, but it's funny on the prep sheet. He first appeared on Star Search where he reportedly beat Dennis Miller.
Reportedly, like it's like a.
Like it didn't necessarily.
It might not have happened. Maybe it didn't happen.
Is that rumor and
It
innuendo?
wasn't real. It wasn't real.
Yeah, allegedly you beat. Just fucking throwing our guys under the bus for
Was there a
terrible wording.
A tainted judge or something, or what's going on?
You know, Dennis. I mean, it bugged him though that I beat him.
It bothered him.
I think Dennis thought he was the most intelligent comic to walk the face of the earth.
Right.
And all the rest of us were just taking up space.
And you gave him
smart. No, I didn't know. He's a smart dude, but comedy and anybody in this game, you know. Plus, there's different kind of smarts. You read a lot of books, but I know homeless cats that hang out in a library and read a lot of books.
Yeah. I was telling these guys when you first broke out, it was all really Star Search, which.
Yeah, you know what? It was Comedy Club. But back in the day, it's funny. I was able to sell out comedy clubs. You were able to get a reputation. I started in '83.
Okay.
And you were able to get a reputation just working. There was no all of us was Johnny Carson. There was no TV. There was no hope for HBO. There was none of that. So you had to develop a name for yourself. And then when Star Search came, that became the the nationwide recognition.
That was a tipping point.
Yes.
But I saw you at Giggles in Tampa. Destroy a room.
What you know about Giggles, man?
Well, I started right after you, but I knew the
John
guy
Cochran?
Johnny Cash, they called him, because even his cash would bounce.
Man. Dude, that's the cocaine years.
Yeah.
That's when comedy, dude, they would pay. They had cocaine on the copy machines. They had cocaine on tables. Waitresses couldn't wait to take orders to run back and do. It was DA took that club out, man.
Yeah. Well, there was even
down.
a thing with him where you would go, "Yeah, I'm ready to get paid," and you go, "Yeah, but let's see, these rails on Monday, these rails on Tuesday.
My God, really?
You owe me."
They
now,
owed him
$250. So Mitchell Walters never could leave.
No, man. Oh,
Mitchell Walters actually became an indentured servitude.
Who's my other man? He also worked all the strip clubs.
Oh yeah,
curly hair.
Yeah,
Brian. Oh, God.
Kind of a scary guy,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Adam Leslie.
Adam Leslie.
Adam Leslie.
Adam Leslie was down there.
No.
Yeah.
If it's the same Adam Leslie, he committed suicide. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. If it's the same guy you're talking about, I believe he did commit suicide. It was not long ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, man.
Unless there's another Adam Leslie.
They were characters. I mean, comedy was characters.
Right.
Comedy was characters back in the day, man.
And I think it was about the same time that you were doing Star Search, but I saw people seriously running up the walls.
He took me in. He took me in. Johnny Cochran took me. Dude, I showed up in there. No money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I said I go to Florida. I sleep on the beach. It was like that's how my thinking was. So what funded I was in Kansas City. I got kicked out the military. I'm in Kansas City. I've only been doing comedy about 3 weeks. And the guy said, "You want to come headline my club?" And I said, "What's that?" And the guy said, "You got to talk for an hour." I said, "Okay, I'll do that." And I'll never forget a bunch of comics said with me, "Man, you can't do that." I said, "Well, man, can't. You just mad because you're not going?" So it was a strip club called Carmichael's Academy of Cultural Anatomy in Destin, Florida. And I was opening for, remember Morgana, the baseball kissing bandit?
Oh, yeah.
I was opening for her. But I was one of the smartest businesswomen. She invested in Wendy's. She invested in barcoding. And the guy who was a bodyguard was her husband, but she couldn't say that because it wouldn't look sexy.
Right.
And she carried a .357 Magnum in a purse.
Shit.
But, man.
What was her act? She just danced?
She just danced.
Yeah.
And remember, she didn't strip to the very end. So people and wives came. She was like a family show. It was like Hooters. So it was. So I'm like, the guy wanted to give me a car if I would stay and MC the club. I said, man, I got to go. So I go down. I heard about Giggles. I heard about this place in Tampa. I catch a bus down. I got just enough money to stay in a hotel across the street for one night. And I go across the street. Linda was Johnny Cochran's wife.
Oh,
Johnny. Yeah. So what happens? Linda, I go, look, I'm a comedian. I knew open mic night was the night before I'm lying, so I'm here for open mic night. She goes, that was yesterday. I go like, oh man, oh. She goes, well, you can come back next week. I'm like this. Look, I'm just in town. Do you mind if I can I just stay and can I do something tonight? So she calls Johnny. You can do something tonight. I said, oh, can I stay here in the club all day? So now she's getting scared of me. Because I had the blonde hair, I had feathered earrings. And I said, oh, can I get something to eat? She said, you know what? You can't be that funny. So they let me get on stage, man. And I killed it. I was working back then just to get food and a place to stay. So they gave me a place to stay. They made me the house MC, man.
And how quickly before that and Star Search? It wasn't long, right?
Year. It was
like a year.
83, 84. It was a year, about a year, and I was on Star Search.
Were you always clean, too? Because you
I was dirty when I started.
Oh, you were dirty?
I was dirty when I started. But you know what happens? We all trying to be Richard. Everybody's trying to be Richard. Everybody's trying to be Carl. Everybody's trying to be what the greats were. Mm-hmm. And I said, man, we're all bad imitations. There's no other Richard. God made one of those and then said, that's it. That's all you get. So I said, I switched it up. Plus, I heard a woman say, my dad came to one of my shows, man, and I cleaned it up. Not that he had been mad. I just cleaned it up. And then I heard a woman say, it's nice that somebody didn't cuss me out on stage. I heard a woman say, I said, well, what? I'll switch my stuff up a little bit. But I said, I'll still take it to the edge. I said, I found I could talk about more things. Being clean, I could talk about sex, drugs, everything. But in Hollywood killed me when I got to Hollywood. Like, he's clean. He's squeaky clean. He's a family man. I said, y'all just destroyed. Just say I'm funny. You just destroyed everything I'm trying to do. Because they don't know. Hollywood they have the extremes. Either you're clean, you're dirty, he's a good person, he's a bad person, he's a drug addict, he's a choir boy. I said, look, there's a lot of stuff in between. But Hollywood doesn't know how to do that.
They're awful because everything out there is show business driven.
Thank you.
So there's nothing. Everything is based on your 7 minutes or your 10 minutes.
Yes.
And every set, it's like the guy from CBS will be here tonight. That's why LA comics don't have fun with each other.
That's it. Now you hit it on the head right there. Everybody's living for that moment of fame, that moment to get a TV show. New Yorkers were like, dude, I came here. Comics were like, man, they would do it was gritty life. The guys were working, doing things. Like, I'm going up to this little place. It's a little hole in the wall, but don't worry, I'll give you $50. I said, man, I love this East Coast drive. They had to drive, man. Boston comics were the same way.
Boston comics are brutal. Really funny guys. A lot of great comics in Boston.
They're saying you have to go. Is that real? I know you have a real busy schedule around here. Do we have a couple minutes? Huh?
He has to go?
We just won't go. We just won't.
Does he really have to go?
We wouldn't waste all that time on basketball.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not my idea of a funny joke to put up. Some that has to
go. They're telling you?
Yeah, I get told things and then I
believe you. I'm just like, well, fuck. Can you?
How much time do we have with him?
I don't know.
They look like 15.
Well, Sinbad, just in case you have to go in a minute or two. Tell us about the show. It's Just Family.
Yeah, that's my family. We're doing a reality show on the Women's Entertainment Network. Now I don't know how they picked me up. That came out the blue, man. I never thought they would pick me up. But what happens is, I didn't like reality shows, man. I they just want people to fight. They want families to kill each other. I'm waiting for somebody to get shot.
Yeah,
everybody's waiting for somebody to get shot on the show. But I said, you know what? They weren't buying sitcoms. I mean, the game has changed. If you're entertainer, man, it's like the dumb people. I mean, look, Jersey Shore made cash.
Yeah.
They made money. So everybody hollers like this. They making the money we should be making. So I said, look, man, let me use the reality show as a foot in the door, but let's do it different. We'll do our family, but let's not just show fighting and stuff. Let's get creative with it. Let's show our lives. It's my family. Be married to me. We were divorced for 10 years. We're back together. And to be with me is a crazy thing. My whole family, my daughter's funny. She sings. She got an album out. My son does videos and music. And my wife was the one that did not want to be. I said, look, if you get on TV, you open, people can be criticized. It's the first thing, because everybody got a blog. Everybody got a bulletin board, just some gutless stuff. But you know what? I said, let's just do it. And it's working.
And you're still doing stand-up?
Oh, never stop.
Oh, good.
Never stop. I'll never give that up.
You love it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't know we had a very limited time. That really bums me out.
Yeah, Roland is saying he really has to go. Maybe pop back in, maybe
in between interviews for a while?
I'm here for like 3 days.
Yeah, I would love to
come back with
talk
you guys,
to you for longer. Yeah,
that's the problem. You got these places like this. They got 900 stations.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, we'll go to 9 joints.
Yeah.
Well, the show is on. You're really a very interesting dude. And it's called Sinbad. It's Just Family. It premieres Tuesday, April the 12th. That's next Tuesday. It's at 10 o'clock on the WE network. And I'm very interested to check out your life because I'm happy to finally meet you.
We're kind of jacked up.
Yeah, Ronnie just left. He's trying to figure out if Sinbad could stay, but he's really got to go.
Yeah, he's got to get him on a radar.
All right, Sinbad. Cool, we're gonna do more of this.
We're gonna do it, man. I said Chris Rock doing a play, huh?
Yeah,
I want to see it. I want to check that out.
Yeah,
man.
I would check that out. I would check out
After
Chris Rock play.
Sinbad.
Yeah, let's do this. All right, we'll do.
Is this me?
Yeah, we'll do a quick break and we'll be back, obviously.
The Virus. Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
Fucking Ronnie B in the house today. Are you going to do a bunch of other shows today, or is this it for you,
I'm going to do a little bit of the Sam crossover show and a little bit of a show called Ron and Fez that I'm going to be like Sinbad on that show. I'm not staying in the whole time. I'm just going to come in.
You're going to give Fezzy the stick?
I can't believe.
Give Fezzy the stick today for 2.
All right, Fez is going to take the stick. Fez is, as you can see, every day he's improving. Every day he's getting better, and he's ready to run with it today. But
I'm more scared of him now than I ever been because he's not growing anything. That scares me. You always have him growing something, whether it's his hair,
right now,
whether it's some fucking mustache from the 1800s, a beard.
Yeah.
Right now, nothing's going on, and that scares me the most.
Maybe what we'll do is a contest. What should Fezzy grow?
It's got to be old school, like fucking mutton chops.
I like that look on him too, and he'll get very. I mean, he could.
Could you give me some mustache styles, mustache and beard styles?
I'll tell you what.
Can we settle this right now?
I saw him do go to like a Teddy Roosevelt thing for him. I think would be really great.
And because I don't like him clean shaven.
No, it's scary.
It means that he's got too much time on his hands or something.
Who?
Fezzy. We're going to give him a new thing he's got to do right now.
Were you a little disappointed?
See, Ronnie gave us a bit today. I'm going to give him a bit.
All right,
he did the fucking machine gun thing. I liked it. Now we do something for you, Ron.
This could be the perfect. Look at the Teddy Roosevelt. And Fez actually can kind of almost look exactly like that with the little glasses and all.
Just the stash, though?
Yeah, all right. Well, let's, keep
stash?
looking like a Polk, maybe a James Harrison. Just keep going through old presidents.
I got one.
Yeah.
Because we talked about him earlier. Walt Frazier.
Walt Frazier would be great.
We do a Walt Frazier on him.
The thing, I think I brought up Walt Frazier because I thought Sinbad kind of looked like him a little bit.
A little bit.
He looked good, right?
We did.
Sinbad, yeah, he looked exactly the same.
Please have him do Walt Frazier.
All right, Walt Frazier might be perfect for Fezzy.
Because Walt had the tight mustache, the tight on the sides. And
would you even like to do this if we also have him start to fucking tan so he'll get darker? Like we'll send him out.
Not tan. Spray tan.
Yeah,
Snooki
well, spray
style.
tan.
Because that shit
and
looks
I'm
weird.
sure he'll be into it.
Okay. Is this going to be the bet?
Yeah, sure. Okay. It can definitely be it, and it'll be good. And that way, when Sinbad comes back to do your show, Fez will be here with a basketball under his arm. Let's fucking settle this shit and keep shooting from the outside. But you guys end up liking Sinbad, which
I liked him
told
before.
You were worried.
Well, I knew I'd like him.
Well, we were talking about this during the break. First of all, it turns out he listens to the show, and I believe him because he brought up a couple things. And he's a cool guy. I asked Ronnie, Sinbad has become a joke in a way. Like people go, Sinbad. But obviously, you said he killed, and why? And he's obviously a funny guy. So why do people immediately go to the Sinbad?
The joke was never his act, because here's what Sinbad came to represent. And I would say this to him: he's clean. And again, he said, when people think you're clean, they automatically think that you're soft or you're mom and pop.
Right.
He became because first of all, it's an easy name to attack. Sinbad. It's one name.
Right.
What are you, Sinbad? It's like Carrot Top.
Right.
But then when you listen to Carrot Top, yeah, he's a prop back, but you know what? He's got some funny shit. Scott's his name is just self-deprecating guy. He just became the go-to name to go after. But if you watch Sinbad's act, he was a funny fucking dude, man.
I told you, and I don't make it up. A lot of stuff that people do, I think Sinbad started, which, it isn't hack when you're the first person to do it.
Exactly.
So, is it his fault that he started that ladies do this and men do this? And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but you could just say with his personality where you kind of liked him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is a giant thing for an audience. So the audience liked him immediately.
Right.
And then he also, I don't think, has any kind of worries of, I don't know where this thing is going. He comes in here, you guys want to talk about something? Yeah, we got talking about basketball. You got to be a pretty together guy to be able to.
Yeah, I don't think he's a hack.
No, not at all.
Maybe it was how he dressed too. It was so.
It's 80s. He's very much
just brought
of the
you right
time.
back to the 80s. He wasn't this guy though.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
That guy's good though. That guy
was terrific.
He's coming on. He's coming on.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
But Sinbad was just the name. If his name was fucking
and this stuff
Sinbad
we would
Franklin, he probably never would have got hit with those.
But this is the stuff we would have asked him.
Oh,
he was obviously open to all this.
And I don't think and plus, here's another thing that he did. He got into Cosby's world, right? He had something to do with those shows. And a lot of people try to act like Cosby's not funny because he's clean.
Cosby's hilarious.
And yet, people will go out of their way to act like,
yeah,
oh, I don't like that Cosby shit. Give me Eddie Murphy or whoever. They have a tendency to turn on people that are...
I listened to Cosby growing up. Big
Cosby's
time.
Fucking ridiculous.
His storytelling is just ridiculous.
Great.
What, a 20-minute bit on skiing? Who would sit through that? But it's fucking hilarious.
Do you know I saw him again after the day I met him with you? Ronnie was going to interview him, and I was going to wait till after the interview to meet him. And who was the booker that just said, oh, that was the guy that was there, Steve. And he just goes, oh, hey, Jim's a comic, so he just starts talking. Bill just talks to you.
Yeah.
So me and my girlfriend went to see him in AC. And I wanted to get the photo signed. Maybe before the show I could. So they bring us back, and he just sits us in the dressing room and holds court for a half hour.
Were you nervous?
No, a little. Yes and no, because I wanted to ask him questions. I just picked his brain about crowds in the '60s and Lenny Bruce and all.
Was he into it?
Oh yeah, he was great, man. He was very, very. He could talk about anything.
And Ronnie, you don't get nervous when you interview people.
No.
Not
What's
a
to be
one.
nervous about?
Not a one.
What do you mean?
Someone intimidates you, or
no. There's plenty of people that I want it to be a good interview for them. You know what I mean? Like, if there's somebody, particularly if I liked them, like when I was a kid, which you do with Cosby.
Right.
When you meet Cosby, even that day he was annoyed about coming here and stuff, and he started to talk to me like I was Theo.
Right.
Like, where are the chairs? I don't understand, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking not, I'm not fucking working here like you think.
Right.
Calm the fuck down. But in the meantime, I thought it was kind of funny to be talked to like Theo.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I would hate for that to happen. What part would you be nervous about during an interview?
That's I don't know. That's
displeasing them because I'm a starstruck fruit.
Yeah, there's a starstruck thing that happens. Thank you, Jimmy. You've never been starstruck. You never lost a little sleep the night before you're interviewing someone. Maybe you don't feel you're prepared enough.
I think it's like any gig that you feel like right before it. Like it's like being in a game where you don't think, oh, fuck, I wish I had 2 more days or whatever. But then once it starts, it's just a
once it starts, it's easy.
And like you said with Cosby, the first time you met him, you were probably very a little more starstruck than the second.
Yeah.
And then. That's the whole thing, but...
Where's the confidence come from? Very confident person. Are you really confident?
Wow, this is turning into an interview for me.
This is an
there's
unmasked
Sinbad
thing.
going by again.
We want him back.
This is all this stuff that
we
you
want
would
him
have got
back.
to
He's
talk
right
to
there.
Sinbad.
Are you truly confident?
Well, I don't think... I mean, it's not the type of thing that you can really drop the ball, right? I mean, the person shows up to do the interview. What's the worst thing could happen? It's not a good interview? Mm-hmm. It's not like I was a fucking heart surgeon.
Mm-hmm. But you're a great interviewer.
Well,
where'd you get that
best. From? No, it was basically from working here, right? I mean,
you had to be a good interviewer when you were doing Ron and Ron and all that.
No, we used to do just the opposite. We used to fuck with people that were,
really?
good enough to do the show. Yeah, I mean, we would try to think it was funny to make things uncomfortable and have it be bad. It was actually working here with Sidney Pollack. Came in and I talked to him about a movie, and then he sent this fucking message back to me. He's like, "That's the best interview I did on this tour," and I'm like, "All right, but maybe that's another thing."
But you were meant to do this. Did you know that?
No.
Only recently?
Yeah, just the last couple of years.
Wow, that's fucked up.
You should have interviewed Alan Arkin, that fucking miserable lump.
When did what went wrong there?
Nothing. We just met him for a second, but he was like, ugh.
See, a lot of people, you got to fucking turn that. But you also have to know, a lot of these guys are like doing 900 of these things,
right?
Where the people are fucking terrible.
That's true.
And they've got so many defenses up by the time that they get to you.
We didn't. No, I just met him for a picture.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we didn't have him.
But he was just like, ugh.
Who do you look up to as far as people that interview?
I think Charlie Rose is.
Yeah,
he's great.
Fucking
amazing.
Good.
I thought Larry King was good back in the day.
Well, Larry King had a long.
We make
career
fun of him
before,
now,
yeah.
but
he had a long career before that even happened.
Dick Cavett was good.
Dick
Cavett was great, man. I did I had Cavett.
We
on.
had him on.
Well, yeah, you sent somebody sent over a picture, which he didn't recognize you or him. For there's some reason, and I looked at the picture, and I didn't think it looked like either one of you. And he's like, "Who's this?" And I go, "This is Jim Norton." I'm like, "It doesn't look like this." And he goes, "But this doesn't look like me. Is this me?"
He knew me when we met, though. He was a Tough Crowd fan.
Yeah.
Like, he liked my act from Tough Crowd.
But I'm telling you, the fucking picture didn't look like you or him. I don't know what happened that day.
Neither one of us are very attractive. Let's be honest. Dick Cavett's seen better days.
We had a blast with him.
Yeah, he's great. And I did the Unmasked with him, and he was fucking...
Did you get the good version?
What do you mean by the good
one?
one?
Well, he's had some depression issues in his life.
Yeah, I like that.
But he was up that day, and he gave us a great interview. We had a lot of fun with him.
I think he's a really witty, funny guy. And you got to, since you like comedy, Jimmy, the box set stuff that he has from the 60s.
I think I have that.
It's fucking so many great people.
He's interviewed fucking Hendrix. He did a long one with Brando, who was a very tough interview.
Not only that, but when they left there, Brando, that was the day he knocked out fucking Ron Galea, the paparazzi, the first paparazzi. And I honestly think Cavett was behind it. He was like, "There's that fucking guy who always takes pictures. He's taking a picture, and fucking Brando goes over and,
knocks him out.
Feels like I have to show off. Broke the guy's fucking jaw.
Really?
Wow. Did he get sued? He must have.
Yeah, he got sued. And the guy you'll see these pictures of him wearing a fucking football helmet. But I had that guy on the show too.
Ron Galeo?
Yeah.
Was he awful?
No, he's fucking great. He's his stuff actually from the 70s shows in galleries now. The stuff that he did, his paparazzi stuff, because he used to be outside of Studio 54. So you got all these, like, Liza Minnelli as a junkie laying around. And the pictures are great.
Yeah, of course.
There's something about those 70 shots that are fucking fantastic.
Of course. Well,
you got
their
Jackie
guard,
Kennedy, right?
Because their guard,
Jackie Kennedy stalked.
Their guard was down, you're right.
Because their guard was down, Ronnie. You don't see that often. You get the Lindsay Lohan, of course, but you know these big celebrities are letting their guard down, but they don't allow it to be shown in public where their picture can be taken.
People don't, even now, even like with the Snooki, they still don't get as fucked up as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
People used to get really fucking hammered in this country.
And back then, the paparazzi weren't a problem, so you didn't realize that everyone didn't have a cell phone camera, so that you could behave badly in public and get away with it. But now, it's like no matter what you do, people are filming you.
They're right there.
Yeah.
It's so weird, too, because those cell phone things have changed performance altogether. Like rock shows are now people fucking with their cameras.
They're not even paying attention to the show.
No, and when for me, when I'm at a show, I feel like I'm seeing a bunch of little monitors, a little TVs.
Yes.
I'm like, this sucks, man.
It's different.
But do you remember when they would search you for cameras?
Yeah.
You couldn't bring a camera. They don't give a fuck if you have a camera now.
They
had
can't
to give
stop
up.
it. They
had to give
cannot
up.
stop it.
The pixels got too good on the phones. Chester A. Arthur beard is a suggestion for Fez coming in.
Let's take a look at that,
Tank
Danny.
TM on Twitter. Can we look at Chester A. Arthur? Or do we go with
There's
Walt
exciting
Frazier?
stuff for Fez, knowing that he's going to take a new presidential look.
Oh, that kind of looks like a Fez.
It kind of looks like
Kinda
Fezzy,
looks
like
a little bit.
And I like the name Chester A.
Chester A. works too.
Yeah.
That's an unusual beard. That could work on Fez. It's either that or the Walt Frazier. What do you think?
It's a modified Lemmy.
Yes.
But not bad. I think Lemmy wears it a little better. But not bad, Chester.
If we have Fez doing that, he needs to wear the coat, the whole fucking garb, though.
The whole 9 yards.
And I think that he seriously could make a lot of money as a Chester A. Arthur fucking cover band.
How about
just going out there doing the old shit that
just
people
walk
love.
around in Times Square with SpongeBob SquarePants and get his picture taken as Chester A. Arthur.
I guess he's got to do Chester later
you got
in
to
life,
get the old school
where the chops kind of hang off the jowls.
Here's the problem there. For that, he's got to grow full beard, I think, and then shave down.
Shave the top half of the beard and let the bottom hit the
But
collarbone.
you know what's weird? Out of all the things I ever got, people still remember him from the Hitler mustache. I mean,
well, of course.
Sure. But really?
Yes.
Called an oldie but a goodie.
When he walked in as Hitler that day, we were frightened.
Well, he did Baby Hitler, where he look how happy he was. But you know what's really bad about that day he came in there is the joy that was in Anthony's fucking face. Anthony was like a little kid that saw fucking Santa Claus. Like there's fucking stuff online where you just see Anthony just so fucking excited. Like he knows it's not Hitler, but he wants it to be.
He wants to
He
believe.
wants to believe. Look how much heavier Fez was then. He looks like
He's lost a few
fucking
pounds. How many heart attacks ago was that?
That's 3 heart attacks ago.
Okay, all right.
But it looks like he should be fucking traveling with Stan Laurel.
Yeah. Speaking of Ant, he did tweet a picture of him holding up a lot of cash. He's bragging that he raped a casino. Can we go back to that picture?
Yeah, I want to say it.
The Anthony picture. And I want you to try to figure out how much money is in this bundle. It's on his Twitter if you want to check it out. So he's having a good time on the cruise. How much?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is a stack of fucking hundreds. You think it's hundreds all the way through?
No.
There's no way, right?
No, he's a certain kind of rich. That's $135.
100 on top, 35 ones. That's a lot
and even
of cash.
some paper. Yeah. That's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of cash.
That's a lot of cash.
Looks like he had a good
10
night.
grand, I bet.
What's his game of choice?
But he's got 2 weeks now, so he should stop now. That ain't happening.
Yeah, you can't do that. We're on a fucking boat. There's
that's
nothing
not
else
happening.
to do.
He blackjack. Everyone
That his
knows.
girl?
Yeah.
Little blackjack and a little poker when he wants to kill someone.
Not on the poker as much as he used to be, though.
No, he's blackjack all in.
This new girl kind of is like a Melinda cover band now. I like her. That's like new Melinda.
They're friends, too.
Yeah, they're great friends. He's got the Jerry Weintraub thing going where everybody's all friends. You can't beat it.
Well, Jerry was a producer, right?
Yeah.
I met him when he was outside.
Really?
Norm MacDonald said he's like a legend.
He is.
We're talking 60 to 75,000 is an estimate.
Who's giving that estimate?
A few people that have. You're going to give it? A few people on Twitter are looking at it, too, and saying that's about 60 to 75.
It's got, well, think about it. I mean, look, if we're saying that they're all hundreds, I mean, if you've seen a $10,000 stack with a band on it, You know, you can kind of estimate.
I have it.
You could fit about 6 of those in there.
But I honestly, I would fucking believe any figure you told me. If you told me that was $30, I'd say, yeah, it was $3 million, sure. I wouldn't fucking know the difference.
I have no comprehension either.
1 inch is more than 10,000. See, a lot of people are figuring out.
Now, how are they?
4 inches. If it's 4 inches of hundreds, that's 180,000. I'm telling you, everyone's trying to figure out how much that is.
All right, so now they're saying if 4 inches of hundreds is that, if that's all hundreds, he's got.
Good. That's $10,000 banded.
Okay.
That's a banded stack.
He's got at least.
Okay.
Wait, go back and forth a couple times.
There's got to be 6 or 7 of those.
Absolutely.
6 or 7 is right. Yeah. All right. So he's pushing maybe 70,000 in that stack.
It's not a bad estimate, right?
I think you're about right, Danny.
I'd say 10 grand.
Here's the thing.
10 grand. He laughs at that when he's gambling.
I mean, even looking, obviously we know fucking ants, so I wouldn't, but I would kill a man for that fucking stack. But even just to have that thing of coming home and then dropping the stack down, like, don't even ask me where I got this. That's always an exciting fucking thing.
Yeah. I can't wait till the next picture he tweets, which is fucking Somalis boarding his ship, taking his money. You know how happy that would make me?
Well, where is this boat going? Is this a trip to nowhere?
Yeah, it just kind of wanders around.
Just around the fucking island of Manhattan over and over?
So far we're keeping track. We're trying to get him on the satellite phone. He was in contact with us yesterday. He's hoping to maybe do a little time with us. But raped a casino, swam at the dolphins, and some pictures with monkeys. You ever do the dolphin thing, Ronnie?
Not the fucking trained ones like that, but
I
been
hate
out
the trained ones. It's
swimming with
crock of
dolphins
shit.
came by and just trying to grab them and shit like in the
That's
regular
fun.
water.
Why not?
But the trained ones, no, I never.
It's a crock of shit. They don't give a fuck about you.
What,
there's
the
the
dolphins?
monkey picture. Yeah, they just want the food. Want the fish that's being dangled behind you.
No, when I was down in Florida, a couple of people got raped by dolphins too. A dolphin will fucking rape a human being.
Would you take that?
And take what you got?
Would you take a raping by a dolphin just for the experience, for the story?
No.
Would hurt.
Yeah, it would fucking hurt, and they take you down to the fucking bottom.
Oh,
They take you to the bottom and just fucking.
That can't be
face
fun.
is going into the fucking
In the sand?
sand.
That can't be
No.
Yeah.
And they let you up for a little air, and then they start bringing you back down again. I
Yeah,
think
they know they don't want to fuck.
They
They want
edge.
you to die.
They edge. Dolphins
Yeah.
are edging.
Yeah, they don't come immediately. They could come, and they don't want to come that fast.
They just keep bringing it up to the surface for a quick breath.
Dolphins are badass, man. They fucking attack sharks.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, I think in the
brave.
wild that would be really scary. So, hey, I teased a Steve C story on the Sam show that Ronnie does. You do
the
that
end
show
of it,
too.
You do the beginning.
I do a little at the beginning, you do the end, and then there's something that happens in the middle.
What is that? What does he do in the middle?
He talks to Roland a lot for some reason.
Sinbad's doing it with him today. I think that's why they had to rush Sinbad
out. Steve C is. Some people are saying that if Steve C didn't get let go by this company, he would be dead today. His condo. Did you hear about his condo?
No.
Who's got the whole story? Does Travis got it? It was on the news, but basically the condo right next to the one Steve owned fucking blew up. And,
Wow.
And Steve's, where he would have been living in, is burnt to the ground 2 months after he sold it.
And I think one person died.
One person died in which? In Steve's?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think.
You don't think Steve's still tied up in that some way? Like, I'm going to get even with those people who are living in my condo.
I don't think so. From what I understand, he sold it like a month ago.
Month ago, and now the condo's completely gone.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up. And he wouldn't have sold if he still had the
No,
gig.
it'd still be here.
So, there you go.
Where is he now?
PA.
Yeah.
In the
Living
woods,
large.
though. I think he's in the woods in PA.
He's got a scrapple factory. He's doing very fucking
Yeah,
well.
he's doing very well. That and moonshine.
Yes.
So.
Big shoe fly pie eater.
It's fucking partying with Amish people.
Their creepy sweet treats. Fucking sugary nonsense.
You don't like the Amish?
How can you?
How can you?
I remember the cock bulge of this Amish guy I saw one time.
Yeah.
He was probably 17 or 18, and I was working in Lancaster, and they were out. And it just had a gigantic cock bulge. It just looked so weird on an Amish guy because his pants were pulled up high because of these suspenders.
Right.
Really creepy.
Yeah, but from the inbreeding, a lot of them have 2 dicks. It's something they can't fucking. You'll get a bulge going in each direction.
Down
It's
each
spooky.
leg?
Yeah, well, because they fuck their sisters. It's all part of the
Like
thing.
the split tongue that some of the
yeah,
kids are doing?
Yeah, you can't get around it. And they have the club for the dwarves.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for
What do
that.
they call it? Rumspringer?
There's the pictures of Steve's condo on fire, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was on the news and everything. We should have Steve on the phone.
Funny.
I just hope
the
he's
Foundry
not caught
logo
up
was
in
in
this. Foundry logo.
Yeah, that's flames once again. Flames in Steve's life.
That's funny.
All right. We got Wiki being a rock star.
Good.
We also got the story that Jimmy tweeted about yesterday. I don't know this one, but you think he's the greatest man alive.
Oh, he's fantastic. Oh, I know. I mean the guy he hit.
Paraplegic grandfather faces jail for whacking his 3-year-old granddaughter's alleged molester with a baseball bat.
Yeah, that fucking pesky old fucking do-gooder. No, I think that guy's great, man. The guy in the wheelchair took a bat to the guy who was going to molest his fucking grandkid. And
but how do you swing it if he's paralyzed?
It doesn't say a lot about the other guy.
You just got to swing level. Oh, sorry, Dan.
Did he have to use his mouth like that little breathing tube?
They do stuff like that.
No, he's not a quad. He's para.
No, just para.
Yeah.
So it's just the legs? Is that how it is? Or one leg and one arm?
His arms are pretty much not worth a shit, but they were good enough to swing that bat.
Because sometimes it'll happen where it'll go just across your left leg and your right arm, but then on the other side you're fine.
Yeah.
You're like a fucking starfish.
Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Like a fucking puppet.
Why are you telling him so?
I don't know. I don't understand sometimes.
But
when the little kids get sick, it's like, what did they do to deserve this? Are you a God guy, Ron?
No, I'm not. I just
spiritual guy.
Yeah, I'm a spiritual guy, but I can't get
organized religion. No way.
No, but when it really comes down to it, like all these people get into religion so that they could have a certain amount of awe. Mm-hmm. I already have that. I already can't believe how fucking great the world is. Mm-hmm. I'm just like blown away
by what is happening.
Yeah, but I can just see them. Like, there, look, we have gravity, we have air, we have blood.
Yeah.
There's plenty to be happy about here. Yeah. I don't really even need a heaven.
Yeah.
Just like, I get it. Thanks. It was really great. And if there's no more, I don't,
I had a good time.
I got more than I ever dreamed. I got more than I ever dreamed.
And how scary could it be if we all have to go through it? If we're all going to die, how scary can it be?
Have you ever been with anybody when they died before?
Yeah.
So you know that there is a feeling of something.
Yeah.
Takes place. Something leaves.
Yeah.
Something leaves that room.
Yeah.
And I've been with a few people when they died, and like the fucking one moment, like they're a person, and the next moment you're like,
that's a mannequin. It's a mannequin. It turns into a mannequin. I was there when my dad died. It was wow. I don't know if people should do that. I don't know.
I think for me it was like I think being there when someone's born or when somebody's dying.
Yeah.
Are the two things in life that make you think, all right, there's something worth living for. But I agree with you. Like when the second they're a person, and when they're gone, it feels like maybe they left the coat behind. You don't give a feel. You don't get the feeling that that's them.
That body is. Yeah, it's completely different within seconds.
Yeah, and you don't
I didn't feel like I was looking at my dad anymore, even though it was him, how I remembered him, right?
Yeah, but it is certainly... Now, you had the feeling that he literally left, too, right?
Yeah.
And did you feel like kind of an up and to the left kind of fucking pull? Because I had this thing each time I was with somebody that I could feel like something took place, and I don't know what it was. Yeah,
I was too... the emotions, so I wish I could have looked around a little more.
Yeah.
To kind of really take it in. I can't say I did have that.
And I don't even have any kind of afterlife belief.
Right.
But I felt energy in that room.
Wow.
Unlike energy. And I felt the same thing when people were being born. There's a certain feeling, and I don't want to because I'm not selling anything.
Right.
And I said I don't even know if I have any beliefs after.
Right.
But I know what energy feels like.
Right.
And something takes place when a person dies.
The birth thing is bizarre.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my son popped. I was like, "Who are you?"
Right.
Who are you?
But didn't he seem like a person to you? Like
immediately,
feel like
Immediately, I'm like, "Wait, you were inside? Were you inside as a person?"
Yeah.
It's the freakiest fucking thing. And then I almost for a split second I was mad. I'm like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" And then all of a sudden it all comes together, obviously. But that split second, it's the most bizarre thing.
It's so funny that you say that because most people don't admit that, and they'll just act like this
is part of me and
all this thing that you kind of get. But you are, first of all, is like. Your chick is kind of like acting like an animal for a while. You're like, this isn't even like you know what I mean? Like, talk about nature taking fucking place, So you're just kind of like, whoa, I don't even know if I like fucking being here. But then, I remember particularly, both my kids, I was there, but my daughter's older, and when she was born, I thought, There ain't nothing new about this person. I mean, she had the expressions and the personality of somebody who had been around before.
Yes.
And I, again, to take you back to it, I've never been one of these past lives person.
Right.
You know, but I didn't feel, and I think, again, that's why I don't feel all that much of like, well, this is mine. And I'm,
right.
They come in this world with something.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's like kind of none of your business.
They're already,
you know?
they're already something.
Right.
It's hard to explain. So
no, I totally
where were they before this?
Right.
Is what I think.
Right.
Because my son came out as a complete person.
Right.
He's a baby. He's a newborn, but you see right through it.
And I get, but so you said you almost were offended.
I was mad at first.
And now what was it that made you mad?
I was like, who are you? Simple as that. Who are you? Like, it was really confusing to me. Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense.
But then when they cut the cord, well, I had to cut the cord, which I'm like, whatever. I didn't need to do that.
Yeah, you chipped in.
It was like
What's that?
It was like cutting through. Like it's horrible. It's horrible. Like,
it's
why would you do
almost
that?
like they give a little kid a job.
Yeah,
to do.
exactly.
The father is such a fucking appendage to the whole thing.
And then they had to bring him, to the heat lamp, which is 5 feet away, and my wife's screaming, "Go with him!" Like something might happen within those 5 feet. And then I kind of he was screaming, so I put my hand on his chest. I never talked about this, and just kind of rocked him. And then that whole "Who are you?" went completely away, and then it becomes what it is.
Yeah, but I do think it's also important to acknowledge that there is a weirdness that you don't feel. See, like in nature, you would have been killed by the mother and child by now, and they would be eating you and using your nutrients.
Yeah.
So your use was already done.
Absolutely.
You already passed that way over. But I think it's so fucking true that everybody will tell you that this thing is this beauty, and it is. But at the same time, it's like the most physical, the fucking one like in a David Lynch film where you can start to hate the human body, after a while. There's a strangeness that takes place. Now, again, I kind of see that as spiritual. It doesn't have to just be, I don't see spiritual as just being enlightening.
Right.
I think the confusion, because there's no way your little mind can fucking pick up on this.
Mm-hmm.
But how does somebody come into a world that you feel like, well, I'm going to make this little world? You got very little to do with that.
I agree.
Whether you plan on college and all this shit, that fucking personality shows up.
Right away.
And at the most, you're a guide. You could be a bad guy.
You can
or
adjust
a, good guy.
a little bit, I think.
Yeah, well, you.
But
could
you're not going to shape that person a lot.
And again, what are they going to do? They're going to fucking snap and go back. You can hold them down because you're physically stronger.
Right.
But after a while, no.
They're their own person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was very, very confused for, I don't know. Now I don't remember anymore. But a couple minutes probably.
No, I know that exact bewilderment that took place of this is not.
There was a strangeness. There was, who are you? I didn't feel like, it,
you felt like you met a dude.
Yeah. That changed though.
Yeah, because now you start to adjust in it and you let it back down. But never let go of that feeling because that will keep you from being the asshole dad.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you'll realize that a huge part of that fucking personality is done without you, Yeah,
I agree.
Now,
I understand that.
Whatever genetics, great. But, stop acting like I don't
But this guy's saying you're meeting him for the first time. Yeah, he's a stranger. But no, the whole time your wife's pregnant, you're thinking it's part of you. It's
right.
You know what I mean? It's going to come out looking like you or acting like you, or there's going to be this connection to you immediately.
Or some.
It is a stranger. You're right in a way, dog shit.
And sniffer. Literally is a
words of wisdom. Right. Words of wisdom, dog shit sniffer.
Words of wisdom. Dog
it's
shit
not only
sniffer.
it's a stranger. It's already a stranger that your wife kind of loves more than you. You know what I mean? And
yeah, my mother-in-law gave me that lesson. Thanks, by the way. you know, you never love someone like you love your kid.
And you're like,
I'm like, well, great, thanks, because I'm competing for that love right now. So
yeah, you're on the outside.
Thanks for setting me straight on that. That the love for my son will be way greater than you ever have with my daughter.
Well, it's definitely like
it's different
kind of thing. But like, you know,
I sort of knew that already. I didn't need to hear it from my mother-in-law, who I get along with, by the way. I should add that, but.
And she was also saying that that's the grandmother's strongest love. Like, and no matter where you go, men are always like slightly confused. And you know, like we act like certain things, like we belong there, but God, we're on the outside.
We absolutely are. Outside looking in. So I mean, that guy, Dog Shit Sniffer, broke it down to make it very simple. That he's a stranger, but I don't know. I thought the connection would be immediate as soon as he popped out. He turned too. Looked right at me.
Yeah.
There's
a turn. Thinking the same thing you were.
There's
the fuck are you?
Well, there's a turn that happens when they're born. They come out like this, and then they turn right toward you.
Right.
It's like from a sci-fi movie.
And like when my son was born, he was born pissed. He was just like,
really,
yeah. Like he was born like his chest was coming out. I was like alien, and I'm like, oh, easy, man,
chill,
easy.
Dude.
This is everyone's here is on your side. Right. We had to chill everything back down again. But like I got it. Like I don't think I would have wanted to be born. It must have been a
motherfucker.
You know, I mean, you know how much you hate waking up in the morning?
Right.
Like, it must have been so much worse to be born. I'm so glad we can't remember it.
I would like to remember being inside. Ugh. They say how great it is in there.
It's heroin. That's
what they say. Yeah, they say it's like being in on heroin.
My mother was smoking Benson and Hedges. I'm sure it was a nightmare.
My mom.
My dad was fucking her. It was awful.
It was awful.
And now you have a chronic cold and cough.
Exactly.
The bench in the hedges.
Yeah.
A little longer. That's because she actually even needed more. Needed a longer cigarette.
She smoked 100s, yeah, with the 120s.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot of that stuff's crap, too, because our parents were doing some crazy shit when they were giving birth to us. I had a sister that was born with my mom going through electric shock.
Wow.
Imagine that. Pregnant, and they're giving her the electric shock.
And how's your sister's, like,
she's fucked up. Yeah. Nah, she's cool. She's fine.
She's just, like, constantly fucking light bulbs popping around. Well, who were they just...
She's all right.
Fucking, it was Kate Hudson. She was drinking some wine while she was pregnant, and it fucking showed up in all the newspapers like it was awful. And you're like, well,
that's
nothing. All of our mothers went, they didn't give a shit.
Secondhand smoke, smoking themselves, drinking the whiskey, whatever. Women drank harder shit back then too, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have all the girl drinks made up yet.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but like our moms used to put like whiskey in our mouth when we were teething.
I didn't do that, but the other night we're out at a restaurant. I'm having a glass of wine. I dipped it. I'm like, oh, give him a taste. And ooh, wow, the whole table looked at me like I was
like
out of my fucking mind.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
But see, my wife's younger, so you know. But like Ronnie's saying, that absolutely happened. What do they dip the passies in?
Yeah, they would do that. Just put it in their thumb and rub it back
a little bit, especially when they were teething. Fuck the Orajel. They would get the whiskey out, right?
Right, always
numb it up a little bit.
But everything's turned around. Even Sinbad saw it.
Sinbad, he's terrific. He just walked by.
Is he still here?
He was going, your dad wouldn't pick you up. Beat the horn when you're driving by.
That was kind of funny.
It was great. It was fucking funny as shit.
True,
when your dad didn't talk about people that didn't feel any connection with us.
Yeah.
Now you can't
hurry up, you're going to be late. That was great.
You were left on your own, man, as a kid. Not anymore.
I remember my friend
Now
Bruce,
everything has to be a play date.
My friend Bruce, he lived in Marina Gardens, and I lived in River Heights apartments. We were very young. And I convinced him to come up. And then one of my older bully friends was being nice to me. And then we just started throwing berries at Bruce. And we pelted him with fucking berries until he ran home crying. And he couldn't understand why I was hurting him. But it was so much more fun to hang out with the bully. We threw berries at Bruce Kenny.
And that's only because you couldn't find any monkey balls. Remember those sticky fucking things that would come out? You called them, I don't even know what their purpose is.
I don't know either. They would stick to everything.
Land that into a kid's neck. And fucking, it was the greatest fucking feeling. And then we literally would have like rock fights against each other with rocks.
Well, we've talked about it on our show a lot. It started with the dirt bombs, but when you ran out of dirt bombs, there's too much work trying to find dirt bombs. Like, fuck it, let's throw the rocks now.
But it seemed so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, I just hit him in the back with a rock.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody was laughing their asses off.
Fuck yeah. I got one question for you. We can move on from it. Maybe not, though. Maybe your kids are old enough that you skated. Did you have to hang out with, like, parents that you fucking hated because the kids got along?
No, I'd
how'd you get past that? Because I know I'm not gonna be able to do that.
I put the thing out there. Don't confuse the fact that we're friends because our kids are friends.
So you would just be polite?
I put it out there too. Yeah, right from the beginning. And I even like coached some fucking little league and stuff like that. And I told other parents, doesn't mean that we're friends. I'm going to be like that fucking cool coach that all the kids like. And don't get all fired up about this because none of your kids are going to be pros anyway. You know. And they would come like, I go, look, at the very most, we're going to fucking make kids who watch baseball on TV when they get older and know what they're
They'll understand the game better?
Yeah, know what they're pissed about. But none of them can beat out the Dominicans. Your fucking kid is just okay for this league. And we're
he was
not
born
that good.
too white?
But you've got to fucking draw because then that gets into the thing of, the kids' parents start fucking around with each other, And you don't want to make the kids all fucking part of it. You got to keep that fucking, respect. Because you start to hang out with another couple.
I don't want to hang out with assholes just because our kids get along.
Yeah, and then you're fucking drinking, you're looking over, and your fucking friends, your kid's friend's mom is kind of hot, and you're like, what am I, and then you're dragging that all into their life.
She's parting her legs, like, while no one looks, and you can look up her skirt.
Yeah, she's been to a thing of, like, I need to look sexy again. I have a fourth grader. It's all so easy to fucking fall into.
I dated a few of those.
Sure you did. Sure you do. And that becomes like and that's like fucking seriously, that's the low-hanging fruit.
Fucking A-Rod.
Everything's already fucking laid out for you there. There's so many fucking landmines.
Right on. Fuck.
By the way, I can't believe that you guys do this every day. You come in here this early. It's so crazy.
I feel really icky.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 days behind you. I think I didn't skate this one like I thought I did.
I texted Dr. Steve. I don't know what to take. It's like literally when I cough, it feels like something sharp is just being jabbed up into my chest. It really hurts.
Really,
I don't think you're gonna make it, dude.
Probably not. Death would be a merciful relief.
We made it to the end of the show, though.
Sure we did.
We're
professionals.
We did all right.
Did you guys stay with me and Fez for the rest of the day? Just work all the way through? Just be like the three amigos and Fez?
The problem is the hour in between.
Yeah,
that complete wasteland called Sam's show.
Maybe I'll do fucking breakfast and come back because now I feel like
don't feel obligation.
I'll give you a couple.
No, seriously, at some fucking point,
that
I'm
means you
going to
want
call
me
you for
on?
a favor.
You don't want me on?
No, I'm going to call on you for a favor. And it's going to be one that you don't want to give me.
I've like really, this one? Like this?
Like any
I was
favor.
surprised how early it showed up. I'm like, he might roll in around 8.
No, but because now I know I got this thing hanging over your head.
Yeah, that's
when
all right.
Fezzy dies, and then was like, what are we going to do with Ron? Should we fucking, no. Remember that time I was there when Ant was on vacation? I'm going to fucking hold that up.
That's the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
All right, I didn't know that.
This is like the biggest thing that you could ever owe someone. What you owe me right now. It's fucking ridiculous.
I feel like I should write a check.
Yeah, you can't climb out underneath this with money.
I feel like I should write a check.
You're going to fucking have to kill somebody. I might need you to wax Sinbad.
Hey, you want to, before we leave here, Don Wickland's band?
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't heard this yet.
What are they called?
Broadcast.
Yeah. Oh, because he works in broadcasting. Yeah. That's great.
For the people, I can't believe I even have to do this, but Don Wickland, we made his life a living hell at XM. Yeah. I certainly did, and I'm sure you did in your own way. You just do it differently than I do.
Well, Wickland's band is called The Straights, but straight is in quotes.
Wiki, he used to talk about this where he would, sing in a band on weekends. We were like, whatever you do on your own time is your thing. But then we finally got some samples of his music, and you know what? He pulls it off, Ron.
Yeah, he's good.
We were hoping that we could beat him up. Which song should we play? You Give Love a Bad Name?
Yeah.
Blue Collar Man?
All right.
Lights by Journey.
Perfect. Whatever one
Doesn't
you want
matter?
to play, I could care less.
Eddie Trunk would masturbate to every one of these.
Doing this for Ronnie. Don Wickland. Here he is on vocals doing just 28 seconds. Let's do this. Lights, Journey.
When the lights go down in the city and the sunshine
Good pipes.
Pulls it off.
I seriously.
He pulls it off.
There's no fucking way. There's no way that I would be able to sing Lights in 2011. No offense to him, but it's 2011.
Move past it?
Yes.
But did you see, there's a video online now. They're digging Don Wickman. What song is he singing in this video?
Why doesn't Brother Joe have his hands on him?
I don't know.
Why isn't he out in one of the Journey bands?
Yeah, I think Brother Joe's got his hands in some of those Journey bands,
Yeah, he's
too.
got plenty of them.
And I bet you when he performs, he's a little too flamboyant. I bet he gets very carried away when he performs.
The girls are loving it. Look, they're in the front row, hands in the air.
There, see? He's prancing.
That's
yeah.
Okay.
That was really.
That's.
But why doesn't he take some of that rock stardom in his regular life? Why isn't he doing a radio show?
I don't know.
Why does he care about other people, whether they have what they want?
Yeah, he should be torn with this.
He's got
thing.
chicks.
Chicks are
that want to be
him.
with him. And by the way, these are the same women that are gonna have the kids that are playing with your kids.
The fourth graders?
Yeah, that you're gonna look over and go, you know what? She's seen better days, and maybe I can give her a little pick me up here and make her feel better about herself.
And Chris in Arkansas is saying we need Zycam, Jimmy, me and you.
I
thought they've gotten rid of it, right?
What's Zycam?
Not the nose one. I chewed the Zycam, but it's worthless.
Is that for the throat?
It's just shit. I need something from the fucking pharmacy.
Oh my God, Don's doing rock faces into the camera.
He's
You see
unbelievable.
That? Rock
He's
faces.
Unbelievable.
You think he's happening right there?
Yeah, he is.
In his
He's doing
mind,
good.
he's Mick Jagger, right? Someone said we start the show with Mick and we end it with Wick. So Jordan,
From
thank you
Mick to
for
Wick,
that.
anybody who sat through 4 hours of this is out of their fucking minds. And seriously, I can't believe that people are up that early. And you've got to fix morning radio because 6 o'clock doesn't work anymore.
I want to go back to 7. It worked for everybody. They didn't see it drop off or none of that. I tried.
They're lying.
They didn't understand.
I'm telling you, I took a cab here.
And no one was on the road.
And nobody was on the road. It cost me, I came across town, 75 cents to get here.
Wow.
Just sped right
That's a cab
through.
ride.
Yeah.
But it's because they're in the suburbs making their way to the Mecca that is New York City.
Okay, but for whatever reason...
Through Twitter and all that, I feel like 50% of the people actually listen to the replay than the live show. I've done the math in my own head. You don't think? You think more people listen to the replay than 50%?
I noticed this.
I'd love to know, because then it would probably help to program this channel and the things that go into making this channel. But when you don't know,
I get more.
You just shrug your shoulders.
I get more feedback, so you might be right, on the show during the replay. It's weird too, because I'm like, oh yeah, they're hearing this for the first time.
There's 3 other time zones that are hearing it.
No, but that 3 to 7, my Twitter people are talking about the show more than live, I think.
Because that's when, you know, you get... everybody's always loved you guys in that time slot, too. But here's the other
I'd
weird
go back
thing.
to that time slot.
Here you are. You did this whole show today. No, she didn't go to the phones once. That's, you know, why bother being live? What's the fucking point of being live?
I'm trying to do different stuff.
I love it.
There were some good phone calls. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Good. Stay out of your comfort
I'm
zone,
trying.
because it doesn't fucking matter.
I'm trying. Like, there were some great phone calls coming in.
But, like, if you watch the Tonight Show, are you sitting there screaming it's not live? You don't care that it was
No, I don't give a
3
fuck.
hours earlier. Well, why couldn't you do this show the night before? Do it every once in a while. Do it at midnight. Run it live then. And then, boom.
When you
rerun
feel
that rerun that in the morning. But get out of this.
When do you feel the best during the day? Because that's when you should
Me?
do the show.
Yeah, I would do it at night. I would do a night show. It was always,
So why don't
for
you?
me, the funnest fucking thing.
You're telling me.
Well, right now we're following this thing, but since I got grand jury, I might be doing that anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
You got it?
They fucking...
You don't know anybody?
Dude, you know how fucking...
I didn't even have to go down this time.
For grand jury or regular jury?
Regular. Okay.
Grand jury, they don't let go
They
of
don't
you.
fuck around with you.
No. And this, I've fucking kept them at bay for 4 years now. And the last one I got had to go in front of the judge. And then I said to him, whoa, wait. No, I want to fuck, because I got the thing of you can get 30 days or a $1,000 fine. And I go, wait, you don't understand. I want to be on the jury. I'm fucking trying to. I've been fucking calling you guys for 4 years. Just started lying, acting like a crazy person, like a kid again. I'm like, please, put me on a grand jury as soon as you can.
Wow.
I want to get out of this situation I'm in.
A little break, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking...
Your reverse psychology blew up in your face, didn't
Yeah,
it?
right. Just whatever I
Wait, you
fucking
might-
need to do.
You might be on a case?
No, it's a grand jury case. It's fucking nothing. You just got to sit there and go, yes, that should be a case. Yes, that should
really?
be a case. Yeah. I'm not going to get fucking Son of Sam 2.
Right.
I would love to. That Long Island murderer that they got the
serial killer
out there. Yeah.
He's a good one.
We're up to 8, and they're looking for the whole time. They're looking for the one. They haven't found her yet, so it's at least 9. And that's that area that we all know if you're on Long Island.
Yeah.
That's all the beaches we all go to down in that area.
It looks like Billy Staples, fat guy, is somewhat caught up in this one way or another.
I think so too.
I think we all had a person that popped up in our head going,
Yeah.
where's he been lately?
Crazed. Could have been
Crazed, right.
But the weird thing about it is, like, it doesn't get national news anymore. 9 fucking serial killers, that would have been a big
9.
story. It's Ted Bundy stuff. No one gives a
9's
shit.
a big number. Jimmy knows everything about serial
No,
killers.
no, I know a decent amount.
You
but
always
no.
downplay it, but no one has beaten you.
Yeah, there's plenty.
His knowledge on serial killers is ridiculous.
They kill for sport.
Now,
Guy that knows nothing.
When I did radio in Florida, I used to get fucking mail. It wasn't even email. It was mail from serial killers all the time. One of them, I can't think of, he killed a bunch of people in... mass murderers I used to get mail from, and here's the weird thing about them, Jimmy. They always draw pictures on their letters. They don't just write. They always use different color pens. And at the fucking end, I'm not making this up, they always say, play more Ozzy. I swear to God, because I was on a rock station, and they would do the same shit. But they always one fucking regular note is enough. They change it up. There's a drawing. There's fucking...
They're trying to tell you something.
Yeah, there's fucking
some
weird...
hidden messages.
They're very needy.
Yeah.
As much as they're murderers, they're needy.
Yeah, well, they're never as brilliant as you want. You know, there's no Silence of the Lambs. They're always fucking half retards, like any other fucking listener.
Thinking they're that guy.
Yeah.
Can I plug something before we go? My pre-sale's on sale.
Yeah, if you make it.
I hope so. The Antisocial Network. I mean, I'm in Columbus this weekend, but Friday, May 13th, Washington, D.C., that's on sale. Wednesday, June 15th, with the opening night of the Chicago Festival. It's myself, Brewer, Burr and Attell. It's on sale.
Can I go to that?
Of course you can.
What day is that?
It's a Wednesday night, but it's the opening night of the festival.
That fucks up a week of radio.
TBS is giving us a lot of promotion.
Fuck.
And I'm doing Vegas. We're doing July 3rd because we don't want to compete with UFC the 2nd.
Sure.
Tickets go on sale this weekend, but the pre-sale starts today at 10 a.m. Ticketmaster.
Big star, this Jimmy. We're gonna lose him soon. It's obvious.
I will always
it's
come crawling back.
He's dead.
He's done, right?
Vegas pre-sale now.
You and Sinbad need to fucking go out on tour.
I couldn't follow him. I would never want to follow him. He'd bury me.
Are you gonna make it tomorrow?
Yes.
Because we got David Tell, Jim Brewer, and then Burr on the phone. So all the
good.
antisocial guys on one show tomorrow.
Good. Because I fly tomorrow, but I'm not doing a show tomorrow.
It won't even be close to as good as today was with Ronnie B. But we'll try tomorrow. We'll try. Hey, question for E-Rock. When was the last time we played the Freebird story?
Jeez, a long time.
Oh, we got to fit that in the 10 o'clock hour, which means less Sam. No offense,
Thank
Sam.
God. Thank God.
It's one of my favorite radio stories ever. Ronnie told it on our show.
You're too kind.
No, I'm not joking. That fucking thing makes me fucking howl. One day we got to go. I'll do it on your show, whatever. We got to just do all radio stories.
Oh, I think that would be great. We ought to even get some more radio guys in here, and we'll do a panel of
Who would you bring in for that?
It'll be me and you, and I think the Cuz. That'll be
the Cuz. Just old school radio stories.
Old school radio stories, one after another.
Because when I yell and scream and bitch, I understand they don't want to hear that. But when you know when you know where you were with this whole thing and where we are today, it's really frustrating. And I'm trying not to express that as much on the air, but it's frustrating.
Right.
Like, you never even saw salespeople when me and Ronnie started. I think we started about the same time, too.
Well, the other thing is, like, you're a real broadcaster. I never was a real fucking broadcaster, but you're the real fucking deal. And it's so much more difficult than most people know.
Right.
To be able to pull that off.
Yeah, I don't like being a real broadcaster, though.
It's fucking hard.
I'm literally trying to step out of that. I'm trying. I've been trying for the last year. Slow process.
Put Jimmy over in that seat. Let Jimmy fucking.
Yeah, you do this, I do that.
Dude, I've been wanting a fucking sound machine. I think we should experiment with it, even if it's only for a week. We've done some fun moments out of it.
How about tomorrow? You sit with the sound machine.
I have to bring my own sounds in, so it's different.
Oh, okay.
I want to bring something different.
How long is that? How long is that Freebird story?
We're looking for it. I don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't even have it. Sam, what do we got on the 10 o'clock hour with Ron?
We got a whole. Are you staying for the whole? Okay.
I'm gonna come in at the end like I always do.
I would hope so. You need a little rest.
I think Fez is going to surprise me with breakfast. I just have a feeling. I haven't even said
That's
anything,
usually
just
not a
have feeling.
good.
You
Back in my mind.
think Fez is really nervous right now, going, "Fuck, Ronnie might give me the stick today"?
He's got the stick today.
So what does he do to what does he do to make sure you stay for the 4 hours?
No, he's going to be very, very funny. He's going to be on top of it. I just feel good about today's show.
All right, good.
Yeah.
The last time he did characters, they were legitimately funny.
What do you mean legitimately
Yeah,
funny?
that's
like made me laugh.
He does is fucking legitimately
Yeah,
funny.
he's funny.
Well, I heard
He's
the characters
a
over the
fucking
weekend,
hysterical man.
Yes, he is.
and I laughed very hard. That's all
Yeah.
I meant.
But everything he does is funny.
Well, not when it's talking about the sad stuff. That's not supposed to be funny,
But
is
that's
it?
on purpose that he's not being funny. But he's never accidentally funny.
No, I know. I'm not saying it was an accident. I'm saying
I've
he's
been in here for
skilled.
4 hours. I'm probably a little cranky.
I was trying to give him a compliment.
I probably got carried away.
Look, Jimmy even left.
Don't
He's
go- yeah.
done. So what are you doing in the 10 o'clock hour?
Well, we're gonna.
God, we got Jimmy out of here.
Yeah.
We're gonna play.
Sniffing, fucking, there was so much
Coughing.
stuff coming out of him. Sinbad didn't have to leave. Sinbad wanted out. He's fucking texting his fucking people.
Yeah, we're gonna play
Play the
Meatloaf.
Freebird bit.
We're looking for the Freebird bit.
Freebird bit. I can't believe that's not in our system. I love that story.
If we will make every attempt to play today. If not today, it'll definitely be on
What
tomorrow.
Meatloaf story?
When
he was in
When
with
he
us?
was in, yeah.
All right.
In reference to what we talked about earlier today.
That's all it takes. We mention someone and then we pull audio with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about him being on the show, and so it's like the people at home are like, "What do you mean? I never heard
Who's
that."
the person who grabs it?
E-Rock.
All right, great stuff, E-Rock. And then E-Rock also was driving great music for everything. Now, is this the beginning of your show now?
Yeah.
Well, no, technically, I wouldn't think so. We've had that discussion, but I don't think my show starts until this show ends. And I mean, this is still Opie's show.
Because you want the attention on you.
Well,
We have to turn the spotlights on for you and everything.
It's a different show. One would have to end for the other to begin.
All of a sudden, he sits in this seat and it's a lot brighter over here, Ron.
You live in a fucking world of imagination, Sam. I'm
You
gonna tell
really
that right
do.
now.
Well, show us-
First of all, two crazy fucking things. One, you and Dave have a shot because there's no chemistry between you.
I feel like there is.
Yeah.
We bring it's a yin and a yang. Me and Dave.
Which one is Dave? Yin or yang?
Yang.
Then put more yang in that fucking show.
I think there's enough yang. There's a good amount. It's
More
equal
yang?
amounts of yin
Less
and
yang?
yang.
Yeah. Fucking Dave is hysterical.
I think Dave's very funny as well.
You miss Dave on your show,
Oh,
Ron?
absolutely. I miss Dave every day of my life. I miss Dave just coming in and saying something to me about baseball or Guns N' Roses.
Well, he does it on Saturdays.
He's still on the Guns N' Roses thing.
He loves Guns N' Roses so much.
Did you tell him that I text him that when I went to Eddie Trunk's party, by the way, we all felt bad that you weren't there.
He really thought I was going to show?
Yeah, he did. And he's
He
like,
really thought this time?
Yeah, as he's thanking everybody, he's like, is Opie here? He's looking around, he's really sad.
Did he at
But-
least say I was in
yeah.
the bathroom?
But Bumblefoot was there.
Bumblefoot.
And comes over and goes, I love the station. I listen to you guys all the time. And I'm like, Dave would have loved this. This would have been the
Yeah.
greatest thing for Dave.
Why wasn't he there? Eddie Trunk didn't invite Dave?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Dave
there's a
was at the
problem there.
Stroke show that night.
Oh, right.
And then the following night, I had James Caan for you guys. And you
That's
guys
who
were-
it was?
I shouldn't have even said.
Well,
But you guys weren't in because I'm doing something with that movie.
Is he coming back?
No, he was just in for that weekend. But I was going to drop into your show with James Caan.
Well, we weren't on the air.
You know, if you do once a week, you got to be here every.
I
fucking
think
time.
so too.
You got to
How
be
do
able to do
how do you
52.
take a week off?
We weren't
That's what I'm
allowed.
doing.
We weren't allowed to be
They
on
got-
the air.
They got in trouble.
I didn't know any of this.
I thought you did. If we
No.
weren't, I tried to tell you on the after show we weren't allowed to be on the air.
See, they got in trouble because they have to run their own show. So when they're running their own show and trying to focus on being on the air, meaning they have to push the buttons and make sure everything comes out right in the back there, they didn't do it right, so they got in trouble and they had to take a week.
But you're not going to get better by doing it less.
Well, I didn't
you
pick
should
the
have made them do
punishment.
more shows.
I didn't pick the punishment.
You know, you don't get better. I don't want you to get better at running that board, so you're going to take off a week. No.
What people don't understand, Dave has to start the show in basically engineering, make sure everything's sounding good, then run in here to do the show with Sam, and then run back when it's time for breaks. And then when it fucks up like it did, it's Dave's problem.
Well, yeah, we don't do the show in the same room.
That really doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Does he come over here and do the show, or you guys don't even look at each other?
Well, no, we start the show in 2 separate rooms, and then Dave joins.
That's what I said. And
yeah.
then he comes running in here when he feels like everything's set.
Yeah.
See, that's someone else's job that they don't feel like paying for.
Yeah, but they don't even pay both the hosts, so how are they going to pay, like, a staff?
Like I said.
Who gets paid?
Well, Dave is a part-time employee, so he would get paid. Since I'm
That's
salaried.
because he's the fucking, seriously, he's the mate of that.
Well, it's not like he gets paid a lot.
Dave. Now, is there a reason that I don't get invited in when Ant's here? Is like
No.
Ant has to fucking go away before Ronnie B. We'd love for you to stop in.
I've been wanting to just. I feel like I'm bothering you.
No.
I want you to do the show with me and Ant would be great.
Don't be like that.
Plus, every time we pitch you as a guest, Ant says no way. Not while I'm
See,
here.
that's what is in the back of my head.
Next time Jimmy's out, I'll put the invite out. We'll see if you show. I never know if you will show.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't think
not gonna like that.
I didn't think you were showing today.
You really didn't thought I was going to do another show?
I thought you might do like 8:45.
Let me tell you something.
You were here literally at the start of the show.
Think of this as something you could never repay, something that you're always going to owe me. And then we're also putting together the Broadcaster's Corner, where we all
Can we
sit
do
around.
Broadcaster's Corner?
Yes.
But we got to pick the people.
All right, who would you
I really
want
want to do this.
Yeah.
You need bitter.
Here's the
you need
problem.
bitter radio guys.
The problem is that you've made so many people angry over the years, they might not want to do the show with us.
I've been working it out.
Do you have friends
I'm this close to talking to Howard about some things.
Oh, gosh.
I'm this close.
Oh, God.
I've been working it. This close.
Do you believe him?
He has been trying. He's been putting it
This
out
close.
there. I mean,
me and Ronnie, the limo guy, are like this at this point.
All right, well,
I figure if I get to Ronnie, then I could get
that's
to him.
Broadcaster's Corner. We'll have
Broadcaster's Corner.
Ronnie the limo guy.
Who would you have?
It really runs
I'm
down.
trying to think. You would be perfect. Trying to think. It has to be someone that's been through the fucking war.
Well, maybe we'll...
believe it or not, a Don from Don and Mike.
Oh, God.
He's been through the war. I don't know where we are.
Now,
I buried that fucking bullshit with him.
Let me tell you something, and this is a true story. I talk about great broadcasters.
Yeah.
Don Geronimo is a terrific fucking broadcaster and knows more about radio than most people.
I would agree.
And I don't think there's and this is very difficult, I don't think there's a format that Don Geronimo couldn't go into. Whether it was sports, classic rock,
hit music,
whether it was current, top 40, classic rock. So, and there always lies a problem. A guy like him, who's he gonna, who could be his boss,
No one.
That's the problem. The guys that don't get in and work that kind of stuff don't know that.
But the real radio guys can't have bosses.
No, you can't. But in some way...
I'm sorry to those guys. They try every day, but they just can't.
But wouldn't it be great if the real radio guys could fucking be involved with the younger guys that are coming up and... you wouldn't just have Sam floundering around with Dave and that, like we think it's fucking funny that they have a train wreck of a shit show.
I thought you said
what if there were people to actually help?
To train them?
Yeah.
Show them the way?
Because there's not a broadcaster on the show. Dave is a very funny guy. You're a nice person, and obviously, Opie's fond of you. But if Opie's pissed at you one day and throws you out here, you never work again.
You don't think I have potential to...
It's over.
You have not picked up one skill from the O&A show that you can transfer out into the real world.
But I got a whole bunch of shows now.
That's the problem.
Wait,
Too many shows.
Too many shows in
You're not
one.
focusing.
Yeah, you're not focusing. You don't care.
There's no risk.
I care very much, and I'm multi-formatted. I'm on Hits 1, too.
The only way you make it, you got to have that risk of fucking completely being homeless if it doesn't work out. See, if it doesn't work out with us, then you move over to the hit music guys. And if that doesn't work out, then you move over to, I don't know, probably, see, it ends there.
So I could go homeless.
No, but you got to get rid of your hit music show.
Yeah, but this show, how long is this show going to be on the air?
And you got to stop being on our show. And you got to stop at the 10 o'clock hour.
So just do special delivery.
And if you believe in Dave, then that's it. And you got to move to a tiny little town and be miserable on holidays.
That doesn't sound like something I do.
None of you guys ever want to go back and do it the right way.
No.
They all think they're, I'm in New York. No, you're not. You're not New York.
You have to leave New York and then try to get back
Then come back
here.
to New York.
That's how it works.
I'll go to L.A., but I don't think I'm going to leave a major city.
You find a place like L.A. and start small like that. Like right. So crazy.
See, I was born and raised on Long Island, in the shadow of the biggest radio market, and I had to fucking move around for 20 years to get back here. See, that's your problem.
Yeah, but you already let me in.
Not really.
No, you're not in.
No, you're not in. That's what we're trying to say.
But I know people in
We're
New
not
York.
even joking, actually.
Until you carry your own water, it doesn't fucking...
You have to, like, all of a sudden get that call from that small, that PD from a small fucking market. Des Moines is a good one.
And let me tell you something.
Iowa?
I think that you would end up liking that more than what you guys are doing now. That you would go in and be the morning show in some small fucking town.
And just kill it.
And just kill it and be meeting people at the fucking Fridays on, on Friday night, doing some kind of special and giving out T-shirts. And you guys would start and feel yourself like, holy shit, we're so much better than we were.
And then all of a sudden the Providence PD calls you. And you're like,
out of
holy
nowhere.
shit, now I'm going to Providence.
You believe it? We're going to rock that town.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's nothing like the radio's not doing that anymore. Nobody moves around anymore.
You could do it. You could do it.
Bring
You
it back
could do
old
it.
school?
Yes. Do it the right way.
Quit now.
It's wide open right now.
I wasn't happier when I was with Scorch in Syracuse, and that's a very small market.
But it wasn't your show. You've never had it yourself.
It's true.
That's what you need. And you need that connection with your listeners. Just like when you went out to that thing the other night, you guys were disconnected, right? You guys didn't understand why the people showed up at that video thing. Dave. Yeah, because you didn't have your own crowd to come out there and fucking be like, yes, we wake up with you. Thank you.
There were some special delivery fans there.
You're not getting the real point. You want to come fucking driving up, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's 10,000 people going fucking crazy.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen in
And
Des
it's just-
Moines.
no, it's going to fucking happen for you.
In Des Moines?
In Des Moines, yes. You can fucking do it.
You know what? I don't know if this is going to bore people, but I was in my comfort zone when I was working sort of under Brother Weeze in Rochester.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like I could have stayed there forever. And I was talking to some old school radio guys. They laughed at me. I'm like, this is great. I could live here and do radio. They laughed. They're like, you're not staying in Rochester. You're going to be in a million fucking places before you figure out where home is. And then I took... and I was the jack of all trades at that station. I did a little production. I did traffic and weather because it got me on the air. Helped Weeze with mornings a little bit. Nothing that he needed my help with. And then I did. I was the weekend warrior.
Yeah, but that's
and
what
then
I'm
what
doing
happened
here.
was the GM left there and moved to Buffalo to start a new rock station. Fucking called me. I didn't want to leave my comfort zone, and I went to do overnights. And I officially had my own show finally. And then the rest is history.
But I'm jack of all trading here right now.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what Ronnie's saying. But you got to, you have to leave that to officially get your own show full time.
You got to go and do it. You've got it. You've seen Ope do his show enough. You've seen Anthony. You've been around. You know what's happening. You guys, do you want to do it with Dave?
Yeah.
Then you guys got to look at Dave Kids and say it like this. You're going to go to at least 15 new schools.
But I don't think that there's a talk radio market that Dave and me could fit into.
You never know.
With it. What are you? Seriously, do you think any business ever wants the new fucking people? You got to make it happen. You got to turn it around. What are you looking for? A gift? Why would somebody give you a gift? You got to make it fucking happen, dude.
But I'm trying to make it happen on satellite radio because there's no talk market left in terrestrial.
This company's not going to be here in 2 years, Sam.
No?
No. Maybe 3. Broadcast corner?
Yeah, we're going to do broadcast corner. You know, Weeze is
maybe have the youngins in the corner.
We just fucking scream at them.
Can I come?
Right.
Yes.
I would love
You're
to
gonna
be
get
there.
Yelled at a
You
lot.
guys will be.
That's okay.
You guys will be the pledges. I'm going to go back to my fraternity roots.
I'll do
You know
that.
what?
Paddles and
Seriously.
all.
And stop, you got to get yourself in a position where you don't care whether Sinbad has a juice or not. You're fucking running your own show. I saw you over there. Sinbad, you need a juice? Can I get your croissant? Fuck that. What do you care?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would like to think that, but...
And you got to change your name into Sam Robert and fucking go and, add some mystery to yourself.
Nice.
Where are you guys doing?
We're going home.
Who, me and Dave?
Yeah, where are you guys going? Lansing?
East Lansing.
All right.
Yeah, you can pick. You can pick a couple little cities that you'd be all right with.
Yeah,
My
but-
whole thing was to try to keep it within a drive home.
But none of them have talk stations anymore.
Sports talk.
I don't know anything about that.
Better start learning.
You've got to make it happen.
Got to make it
Everything
happen.
can't be fucking...
All right, we're doing broadcast corner in the future. Kenny?
I'm sorry to interrupt.
All right, we're going to leave. Ronnie, thank you.
All right.
Seriously, thank you so much. Ron and
Try to
Fez
pay
at
me back
11.
somehow.
Huh?
Try to pay me back
I'm
somehow.
going to do that. I don't know. I don't
You
know
don't
what
know
it's gonna
how.
take.
You don't know what.
I don't know if I can do the
Something's
cigar
gonna be
thing.
unbelievably great that you're going to do for me someday.
And then you're going to
That'd
go.
be terrific.
And you're going to go, oh, thanks.
Not quite.
Yeah,
Almost.
you're going to be like, all right.
All right, Sam, I'll see you at the end of our show.
All right.
I can't wait.
So Ronnie's going to step out and then step back in with you.
He deserves a break.
Did I do my part of the 10 o'clock hour?
He did.
I did, right? I'm
No,
done?
well, this is not the 10. No, because it's not the 10 o'clock hour. My show hasn't started yet, so you're just ending yours. You haven't done mine.
And did you find the Freebird story, E-Rock? That's all I want today.
No, we don't have it.
Why would you have it? It's one of my favorite Ron stories, and we don't have it.
Well,
Will you be able to find it for future broadcast?
I'm sure we can.
All right, good.
We'll have it by tomorrow.
All right.
Latest.
After O&A Live.
After Opie and Anthony Live.
Is next, I guess.
Well, now I'm all demoralized.
No, you're not.
You're right.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I mean, I'm okay.
You're fine.
All right.
All right, Sam is next with Roland and E-Rock. I don't know why Roland has a show now, but he does.
He sits in here. Nobody else does.
All right, it's fine. I'll listen. All right, guys. Tomorrow, David Tell, Jim Brewer, Bill Burr, and hopefully Norton if he's feeling well. And who else? That's it?
Bill Hicks guys.
Oh, and the Bill Hicks guys. Fuck, we got a busy show tomorrow. All right, guys. Enjoy your day.
Opie and Anthony. You're listening to Opie and Anthony on the Virus. Sirius XM.
Hey!
Right after today's Ron and Fez show, check out the Opie and Anthony replay, also known as 5 hours of horse shit. If the show is only 4 hours long, why is there a 5-hour replay? Confused? So are we. It all starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. West. And if you miss all of that, you can check out another replay of the Opie and Anthony show beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. West on the Virus.